as we left off last time, as you recall, you guys had a very difficult battle with some troglodytes and a large bear. You barely managed to survive that, but now that you're done with that battle, you look into the bear's den. You kind of locked yourself behind a door here. There's nothing of value inside the bear's den, of course. There's just some desiccated corpses and bones that the bear has been gnawing on. It's apparent that the troglodytes have some sort of rudimentary knowledge in being able to capture this bear and nurture it to become like their guard dog. So that seems to be what they've done. They built this little gate that they can latch and unlatch to let the bear out, and you guys have kind of stumbled into their little trap.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't see them on the way out. I don't know if they just weren't there or if I just missed them.
You guys missed the perception check. The troglodytes are extremely stealthy when they're trying to camouflage. You notice that their skin changes color actually to match the walls of the cavern. So you got to be on a lookout. These creatures are very, very stealthy.
Forget which way we're going.
I think we had gone out and came back in. We found another way out that leads out to the mountain.
Yeah, I remember that
So
part.
we came back in. I think that was to the north, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's the tunnel to the north that you guys went out to see where it goes, and it leads to the outside of the mountain. So it's another entrance to the mountain. To the west, where you guys came through, there was a nest of sturges that you avoided.
Also, we're inside where the bear was.
Yeah, this is where the bear came out of. So this is a bear's den. It smells heavily of bear musk.
Have we searched this or like for secret entrances or anything like that?
You looked around and didn't find anything of value and no secret entrances.
Okay.
All right.
I think we were just here because if we're gonna rest, then the sturges, we have a door keeping us hidden from them.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna come out into the main hall here and just kind of have a look around and make sure there's no sturges lurking about.
It doesn't appear that the sturges come to this area as we look up. But the ceiling, once again, is fairly high. It's good 40 feet high, but you don't see any evidence of these sturges.
Good.
Oh, it looks like we got some passages here.
Yeah, as you go south, you realize that this cavern splits up into several small passages.
Oh.
It's just a hidden nook. Anything back here in this little nook?
You look around, it's just a fissure in the rock.
Okay. Southeast or south?
Let's see what's southeast, I guess.
Okay. I will lead the way, cautiously kind of checking for any kind of loose rocks, tripwires.
You don't see anything of the sort. This appears to be a very natural-looking cavern. Doesn't seem to be very often traversed either. It seems like the rock has naturally split apart in this area.
Can we hear anything or
Presently,
smell anything?
you hear like some drips from the dungeon. Like not drips, like natural cavern sounds. You hear water rushing from various spots. You hear some drips. You hear once in a while you'll hear like a sturge fly here and there, but nothing that really is outstanding.
We're at like a Y intersection here. Let me just check real quick. I think this north.
The passage to the northwest, you notice that there's a lot of mushrooms kind of growing on the walls. This area is very humid and wet. And you look inside and it appears to be a huge room. Not a room, like a cavern room, not like a carved room, and you see that there is actually water leaking from the ceiling into this cavern room. It's very wet, and you see there's a huge amount of vegetation growing here, mostly cave mushrooms, only things that can survive in the cave as well. And it's an irregular cavern, and you can see there's a profusion of weird looking fungus and puffballs and tall caps and patches of fuzzy mold in a variety of colors. There's a golden brown carpet of mold that covers an old skeleton. You can see it in the far wall, but the skeleton is actually being completely covered and overgrown with mushrooms.
Hey, Greg, you want to come here and burn some of this stuff away so we can have a look around?
You broke up.
Oh, I was going to say, hey, Greg, you want to come in here and have a look?
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can. Can you hear us?
Apparently not.
I heard you for a second there. What happened?
Nope.
Now I can hear you.
I can still hear him. Been able to hear him the whole time.
Maybe can you hear us?
I can hear you now. Something going on with fantasy grounds now.
We can hear you. I can hear it. Can you hear us still?
I can hear you.
Okay.
If you can hear me,
Yeah.
I get kicked out of the fantasy grounds. Everybody else have that same problem?
No, I just saw
no.
you. I just saw you leave. Did you update? I think there was a modest update recently. If your fantasy grounds isn't up to date, it might be causing problems.
Well, there's another possible explanation too, in that I think Greg was saying his internet was a little slow. It's possible he has some intermittent connectivity issues.
Yeah, I'm actually at a motel right now, and I'm using their Wi-Fi.
Some motels have great Wi-Fi, some not so great. Depends.
Yeah, I'm staying at a Motel 6. And I don't know how dependable their Wi-Fi. Doesn't seem like their Wi-Fi is very dependable.
It's okay. We're patient. You can just make sure you get your connection.
While you're reloading, I was suggesting that we have a room here with a bunch of mushrooms and fungus and mold and other things. I was wondering if you wanted to come burn some of it away with your fire before we go in there to have a look around.
Oh, with like a firebolt?
Yeah, just firebolt some stuff. That way, we don't have any clouds popping up in our faces.
I can't even move my token. I don't know what the problem is here. Let me move my token. Is my token locked?
Not from my part.
Yep, it moved.
Well, I moved it.
Oh, or maybe
Oh.
it could just be that I'm not seeing it because...
Hold on.
It's unlocked to everybody. I can move everybody's token.
Let me try this. Do you see your token?
I see my token, and I see that you're enlarging it and whatnot, and rotating it.
That's me again. I was trying to get it back to the way it was because I messed it up by accident.
Alright, I'm gonna try moving it now. It won't move. Click on it, and it shows my character's point of view, but somebody just moved it there, unless it's my internet being laggy.
No, I just moved your token. So you're really not able to move your token? It's odd.
No, I'm not able to move my token.
There you go.
No, I moved
Somebody
it.
do that for him?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
moving it. I'm moving it just to make sure there's not a problem with moving it. No, I don't have token lock or anything on.
Can you see what's going on, Greg? Like, is it showing you when your token moves?
It does show me when it moves, it's just not... It won't let me move it.
Maybe try clearing the ownership of your character.
All right,
and
I'm
then
gonna do
taking
that,
it
Greg.
down.
I'm going to clear the ownership of your character, and then you. Here we go. I cleared ownership, and then you reselect your character. Sometimes that's a problem.
All right, and then characters. All right, I select my token because I went to the character list and there's nothing. Oh, there it is. There we go. Let's try this. Alright. Still nothing.
That's strange.
You see your token, right?
I do see my token. It's just not. I'm not able to move it.
All right, let me try deleting it and replacing it. I'll delete your token and then I'll put it back. Do you see the lighting from your token? All right.
Yeah, I click on it and I see the lighting from it. But when I try to hold it and drag it, nothing happens.
Can you drag anybody else's token?
I'll try dragging Grays.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine just moved.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's real weird.
Unless it has something to do with I'm trying lens, but I don't know if you guys see it moving. I don't.
All right, let me try. I just, let's try this. I'll put you over here. Can
Should I just close Fantasy Grounds?
why don't you close it? Do an update. Yeah, close it. Do an update. And then rejoin. Let's try that. It may be because of the update. Because there has been a recent update.
Check for updates. Make sure everything's up to date.
Yeah, I didn't notice how big the update was. I just started up and then left the room. So
It was quick. It only took me like 5 seconds to download it.
I wish they should do updates in intervals. Like they'll do it once every 2 months or 3 months instead of updating every 3 days sometimes.
Or they should put
Except
a
for
pop
when,
up
like-
every time you log in to say, "Hey, we've updated since your last login," so that you'll know.
Well, it could just be that, if people complain that something's not working right or whatever, and then they're like, all right, we'll have to do another update to fix that. All right, now I'm logged back in. All right, come on, you. Oh,
And you're up to
of
date.
course. Yeah, according to the update thing. And click
That's
on
odd. I
maximum
haven't had this
proximity
problem ever.
wall.
It's the first time I've had somebody can't move their token.
I think it's the Tuesday night crew put a curse on us because they didn't get to play.
Yeah, they're angry because I was working. What do you want from me?
Yeah, really.
I don't have a choice.
All right, now I'm able to move.
And
my
plus, they move so much faster than you guys. I have a feeling that by the time you get to another couple of sessions, you'll be in the same place anyway. Even though you guys are technically 2 sessions ahead of them.
Right. Well, it sounds like they're pretty close already.
Yeah, they're just generally run in and attack everything. And if you punish us with attacking us during our rest, we fight those monsters too. Kind of they'll fight everything. So not much you can do against people. Just fight everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow,
All right, well, I'm able to
surprised
make
they're really
it
that
now.
much further ahead than we are.
They're a little bit behind you, but I have a feeling that just by the speed that they go through things, they may be you probably be matched up in the next 2 or 3 sessions. Right now, they're still a little bit behind you.
So they just run and they'll just
Yeah,
run and
but
kill
I
our
mean,
teams.
but the thing is, I don't, I'm not gonna penalize them for that. They're very successful in their combat. They're very good at their combat. They've got a very now their party is very well balanced, and I give them fair fights. I'm not going to give them a fight that just because they're successful. I'm not going to make the fights hard, too hard for them. I just I'll give them a fair fight.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I try to I
Different
make the
style.
fights I make the fights equivalent. I don't want to be like, oh well, they're better at combat, therefore I should give them harder enemies. I don't believe in that. I believe if you're good at combat, then you should be rewarded with having an easier time. But that's not always true. I mean, that's not necessarily. I mean, there's some situations where you may be very good at combat, but you encounter a situation where if you're not thinking ahead, and you get yourself in trouble. I mean, that's true as well.
Right.
And
Yeah, Greg,
that could be
you-
very relevant in this adventure down the road, I think, depending on how they handle stuff. All right, are we fixed up and ready to go?
I think we are. You still there, Greg?
I think I am. Yep, I'm able to move my
Okay,
token now.
excellent.
Sweet.
So you guys exploring further down this passage, you found this room completely just packed to the brim with different kinds of fungi and puffballs. On the far wall, you see a skeleton that's overgrown. You can see that there's a skeletal form, but it's overgrown with funguses.
Yeah, I was asking Greg if he wanted to burn some of this stuff away, so I can go in and have a look around safely.
I would like to do that, but before I do, I want to check out the fungus and see. Can I see if any of this fungus is useful for either as medicine or as
You have
something that
a
can be
choice
used?
of a nature check or a survival check.
I'll roll a nature check on that because maybe sometime up the line they might be useful for spell components or something. All right.
All right, that's a very good roll. You realize that most of this fungus is just random flora, but you notice that some of these caps, these fungal caps, not only are they not useful, but they're extremely poisonous. You recognize death cap poisonous mushrooms in here. These mushrooms, once disturbed by any sort of vibrations or motions, will release a huge cloud of smoke that is poisonous and diseased. The kind of disease that it causes can be very deadly. Will infest your lungs and will worsen over time. Over the course of a couple of weeks, without proper treatment, people will die. So
Does
that's
Greg
what you
know if
recognize
fire
there.
will safely destroy them?
You can destroy them, but you have to. You want to keep a distance. You realize that once you disturb these things, there's going to be a big cloud of poisonous smoke, poisonous spores all over the place.
Yeah, let's just leave. I turn to the rest of the party and I'm just like, let's just leave that chamber alone. These mushroom caps, if you disturb them, they're gonna release poisonous gases and.
Well, how quickly will the spores disperse if we destroy them with fire out of range and then maybe take a short rest? Then will that clear the chamber out?
You're not sure how fast the spores will spread. But you feel that if you were to stay away from the spores, you're not going to get infected with them, obviously. And spores do die if you burn them.
We are in a cavern of closed-in. We are in caverns, so.
Yeah, but this is a large cavern. Like, I don't think they're going to spread throughout the entire cavern. I think they're pretty much going to stay more or less just in that one room.
What did you say about them, John? I kind of missed about the spores dispersal.
They're poisonous.
Yeah, I know that, but when I asked about when would they disperse, and then
Pretty quickly, if we disturb them.
well, then that's a good thing if it disperses quickly. I say we move back, throw some fire in there, and then take a short
you
rest.
know just from basic nature knowledge that mushrooms that release spores, they generally just kind of waft out in a cloud. They don't waft out all over the place. They waft out as far as these little tiny pellets of dust can travel. So you don't think that it's going to like infest the entire cavern if you were to destroy these spores. Certainly if you were standing in the middle of them, you'd get infected.
Yeah, like probably
Yeah.
like 10 feet is probably going to be the extent.
Yeah, but you don't think that you don't think it's going to be a situation where they're going to fill the entire cavern. That's not likely. Fire will destroy these plants, these mushrooms. But if you were to be standing in them while these these spores come out, they'll probably poison you.
Well, what's the chances if he sent a frost ray and it froze them so they couldn't release their spores?
There's a lot of them. There are a lot
There's
of
a
them.
lot of them.
Yeah.
I say we burn
Because-
and just
Yeah,
wait.
if you want to stand there and attack each single mushroom with a frost ray, you would spend a couple of hours. I guess you could do that.
If I just had Ray of Frost, that would have been cool, but I don't. So.
Oh, you don't have that? Oh, I thought you did.
No.
I say
I
we
have
just
Ray-
destroy
I
them
have
with
Ray-
fire and
I
wait,
have
and then go
Ray.
in.
I have Ray of Sickness, but that won't help in this situation. I have
Sick-
Scorching
sick
Ray.
mushroom.
Yeah, scorching ray you feel would not scorching ray, but even a firebolt, anything of fire you feel would probably catch these things.
I vote for that's what we do. We shoot in a firebolt and wait a few minutes and then go in.
Yeah, we even have some of that alchemist fire, don't we? That would be
Yeah, we do actually have some of that.
Actually, yeah. Rather than
That would ignite it and make it stay alight.
Yeah, I think Lynn has that.
All right, I'll
Yeah,
toss one of those alchemist fires in if nobody has an objection.
All right,
I really don't have an objection to that.
all right.
Fine with me.
I have an alchemist fire as well.
Some inspiration for thinking ahead before rushing into this poisonous mushroom patch of a deadly disease. So you throw in an alchemist fire, either one of you. You throw in an alchemist fire, and it immediately sets up this whole little tiny room ablaze. You do notice that these mushrooms start releasing spores, but they don't reach you. You know, there's a little puff of a cloud of spores in there. It goes about 5 feet outside the room, doesn't reach you guys, and you wait a good hour or so. The entire not cavern, the entire room just goes ablaze for a while and then settles down.
And we count that as a short rest.
Sure.
I mean, that don't help me any, but it helps some of the people with that can renew their spell slots and stuff.
I was already fresh because we just came off of a long rest.
Oh, did we?
I
Okay.
was gonna say, did we take a long rest in the bear cave, or did we?
I don't know. Did you?
Oh, okay. It might have just been a short rest, but I know we rested
Yeah.
inside
Oh
the
yeah,
barricade.
because I have.
Okay,
I
then
have
I'm okay.
5
All right.
26, and
So
my
basically, we're
spell slot,
back-to-back rests
already-
here.
Okay.
I've already used my. I used 1 hit die and my arcane recovery. So.
But one thing is, while you guys are waiting for the embers to die down in this fire, you feel a slight tremor beneath your feet. You look around, you don't see anything.
Ooh, a tremor.
Yeah, it's you're not really sure what it is. It feels a little bit like an like a mini earthquake, but there's it's obviously not an earthquake because you don't see any it's not massive. It's just a slight tremor, like an aftershock. You can't tell. It's just vibrations beneath your feet.
Well, my question is, we're not alone here kind of vibrations, or
You're not able to tell just from the tremor. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything.
Well, once the room's calmed down, I'll go in and have a look.
Right.
So when you go back in, you notice that the fungus is all burned down, and the skeleton lies there. This is the skeleton. It's slightly smaller than a standard human skeleton, and it doesn't take much to kind of realize this is probably a dwarf skeleton. It's pretty ancient. It is clutching with its bony fingers around a sword. It appears to be a long sword that the skeleton is just clutching it, as if hanging on for its soul.
I will take the sword.
You take the sword and half the fingers break off, but you do manage to get the sword. And this sword, you see, it's very, very finely made. There's something. There's some magic inside the sword, you notice, and there is a crest on the hilt of the sword.
Crest that we're looking for?
Yeah, I believe so. This is the crest you see on the hilt of the sword. It is a lion flanked by an eagle and a griffin, with a anvil on the top.
Well, this might come in handy. I'll hand that off to Greg and see if he wants to cast Identify on it.
with pleasure.
And then I will spend, while he's taking 10 minutes casting the spell, I will take 10 minutes to just search the room.
The dwarf also has a steel helmet, which also has that crest on it. The helmet is very well made, but it is not. It doesn't appear to be magical in nature. The dwarf also, the skeleton of that ancient dwarf, also has a little pouch with about 110 gold.
Ooh.
So I'll put that in the parcel. You identify the sword. It is a +1 longsword.
Oh, nice.
Nice. It's +1 longsword.
Here, I'll put that sword into the party inventory. I'll make sure it's identified, and then I'll put the helmet into the party inventory and the gold.
Is there anything else in the room as I spent the 10 minutes kind of searching it from top to bottom if I could?
Yeah, the rest of the room is just burnt out mushrooms.
Okay, fair enough.
Does the helmet add any armor class?
No. Unfortunately, in 5th edition, helmets don't really do anything.
That's what I thought, but... And I'm going to ask who can use the longsword, because it'd be nice to have a magical weapon. Somebody with a magical weapon.
Yeah, that's not me.
It's a martial weapon, right?
Yeah, you'd have. It's a martial weapon.
So I can use martial weapons, but can Lan? Because you get up close and personal sometimes, but
I was gonna say, isn't Lynn a cleric?
Yep, I am a
Don't
cleric.
clerics have proficiency with martial weapons?
I am.
You're a 5th edition cleric, so you don't have that nonsensical restriction to bladed weapons that prior editions had.
No, my proficiency is simple weapons.
that's it.
Yep.
Well, if
So it's
nobody else,
either me or you, Gray. And
yeah.
I am a finesse person, and longswords do not help me.
Well, since I just use the melee weapons when I do get in close, I'll just go ahead and take it, and I'll at least have a magical weapon to be able to use, just in case. But obviously I try to stay at range. But I'll go ahead and take it then if that doesn't bother anybody.
Who has Shatter Spike? Because isn't that also magical?
Is that mine?
I think it is
showing
yours.
up. It is. It is. It's not showing up on my list. I kind of forgot about that until just now. Longbow.
Yeah, actually, I don't see it in your inventory.
You know what happened to it?
I don't know. Let's see if I still. Did you guys sell it?
No,
No, we had that.
I had it. I actually had it on me.
Yeah, you were
I
using
actually
it.
had it I was using it.
Why?
Not more.
I don't see it in your inventory anymore. Where'd it go? Let me
I
see.
don't know.
I wonder if you like cleared it out when we were discussing like the coding stuff that needed to be done with it, because you tried to use it, or you were going to use it to do the shatter thing, and then we determined that it wasn't worth it.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. So I don't know where it went.
Let's see if I still have that weapon coded in this module. I might not because it's in a prior module.
Well, honestly, the plus
I
one
act-
longsword
I
might
actually-
be better anyway.
Actually, I do have it. I do still have it.
okay.
I can put it back into your inventory.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
And you might have sold not identified it for whatever reason and then sold it. Here we go.
Did you put it into the party sheet?
I put it directly into Gray's inventory.
Shatter Spike is on the party sheet. I can see it in the parcel items.
Oh,
Oh,
that's why.
there
All right,
you
I'm
go.
gonna take it out of the party sheet, and because it's in Gray's inventory.
Yes, I'm recalling now that we had this discussion. I think it was last week, where Gray had the longsword, Shatter Spike, and also a finesse weapon, and he was
Right.
doing the 2-weapon fighting thing.
Yeah.
But the problem is you can't use a longsword with 2-weapon fighting
Right,
because it's not light, unless.
Well,
you-
I was using
Uh,
two short swords, but then when I got the shatter spike, I just replaced one of them, and I
Is a
never even.
longsword a versatile weapon?
Yes. So if you
Yeah,
if
versatile-
you wield it with two hands, you can get a D10 instead of a D8 if you choose to do so.
Right.
Yeah, the problem is you can't 2-weapon fight with longswords unless you have the appropriate feat. Or it might be a fighting style. I'm not sure.
Well, it's still not showing up in that.
I also want to remind you that when you guys were still at the Yawning Portal Inn and you were receiving the quest, the dwarf Lormir Whitehorn came and told you about the legend of Durgaden, and he also offered to buy anything with the crest of Durgaden for much more than its actual value.
Ah.
Yeah, that might be a cell type.
Yeah,
thing.
anything that you find with the crest of Durgaden on it, he's willing to buy for, because this is part of his history and he's very interested in it. He's going to pay you double the price that it's actually its market value worth.
Okay.
So would that apply to that helm too?
Yes. Both of those things have Durgaden's crest on it.
So is
I
that
think, I think at this point the only way we can go is south.
okay?
You guys see that there's a cloud moving back and forth in the south, right? That's just something I can't get rid of.
Now I'll come down to the entrance here and just kind of have a peek into the room.
So as you guys move south, you come into a massive chamber. You know, this is greater than 100 feet wide. You look up and you can't even see the top of the ceiling of this chamber. It's so high. Ceiling of the chamber is probably over 100 feet high. It's a great cavern and it glimmers with a faint phosphorescence. There are a lot of tiny unrefined gems stuck to the walls. And yeah, I mean these are unrefined gems. They have to be mined in order to be of value. There's patches of strange fungi that dot the floor. Not the death caps, but other types of fungi that don't look like they're poisonous.
Now
And there are puffballs that you recognize as not
gems,
poisonous, but they are what? Oh, this entire
The gems,
cavern is
could they
full
be
of.
used as components? All
You think so, but you'd have to mine them. You have to get some sort of pickaxe, kind of knock them down, cut them, do all that stuff to make. They're just raw rock right now.
You went a bit gurgly there, John.
Hello? Yeah, they're right now they are raw rock. They have to be mined to be of value.
Yeah.
You
What
can't
he's
hear
saying
me?
is I don't think they're worth anything in their current state, and you'd probably need to put a lot of elbow grease into freeing them from the walls.
Okay, is my voice better or worse right now?
Much
It's a little better now.
Okay, I turned off Discord noise suppression. All right, so everybody can hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good.
Hear you?
Yeah, it's just this is a constant issue. Anyway, so this whole cavern, this whole level that you've been in is the walls are full of these glittering gems, but they are raw gems. They're not like it's not like a ruby that's cut and mined and everything. They're raw. You'd have to actually like mine them down, get a pickaxe, and then once you get them down, you'd have to find the right cut and all that stuff. So right now they're not really valuable.
Now, could they be used as components for spells sometime up the road?
If you were to you'd have to spend a lot of time like mining them. You'd have to knock them down with a pickaxe, get the raw gems, refine them, cut them down. I mean, that's what you have to do to like when you talk about spell components, they generally ask for pure gems.
They generally ask for pure gems. Oh, as in refined. Okay.
Yeah. These gems, although they're emitting, they're reflecting light and they're pretty, they are too raw to use as spell components in their current state.
Yeah, usually they'll say like you have to have 25 GP worth of gems or something like that.
Yeah, they would have a gold value attached to them.
Yeah, and if you were to use them raw from the walls, you might need like 10 pounds of ore to create one spell.
So this cavern in front of you, this massive cavern, there are puffballs in it about as big as you are, 5 feet tall. You don't recognize them as those poisonous puffballs that you saw earlier. They're just standard mushrooms.
Let's go in and have a look around, shall we?
Some of these mushrooms, you notice that they're probably edible too. These mushrooms are not poisonous.
All right. So my passive nature knowledge would know that they're edible and not poisonous.
Yeah. Now, as you walk into this chamber, you feel another slight tremor. You look around you. Give me a perception check.
Who? Everyone?
I'm going to ask a percent actually from Lynn.
All right.
Keep your self guidance.
Lynn, you think you notice burrows. These burrows are really big in the ground. There's something that burrows into the ground, and probably can burrow into the ground and come out of the ground, and they have left a couple of holes around where you're standing. The holes quickly fill up with sand and dust and dirt, but it's very noticeable. Like there's something in this cavern. Obviously, you're not sure what it is just from looking at those burrows.
I will share.
The burrows
that.
they're about 3 feet wide.
they noticeable enough that we can kind of give them a wide berth as we're going through the cavern?
Yeah, but there's so many of them. It's not impossible to mistakenly step on one.
And Greg or Gray do a nature check to look through their memories and see if they might have any indication of what this might be.
Sure, you can try one. I'm okay with that.
I have a +6 bonus to nature.
Oh.
Want me to roll?
Gray already rolled. I'm gonna take that roll. Gray, as you examine these burrows, you notice that some of them are pretty fresh, and whatever creature has made these burrows, you believe it's some worm-like creature. You can't identify, just with burrows what kind of creature you're dealing with, but you do notice that the burrows are circular. Therefore, it's a worm-like creature.
I share with the party that it's some type of worm, but I'm not 100%
Yeah,
sure what.
rather than let's say an insect-like creature where you'd see legs and stuff.
Well, do we try to work with it, or do we try to draw it out now before we get all into the room?
Well, that might be what's responsible for these tremors, so I would say try to draw it out.
Well, maybe get everybody back here and then try maybe throwing some rocks or casting a noisy spell of some sort.
A noisy spell. Let's see.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So before you cast the spell, to your west, you guys notice that there's a big cliff, and you recognize the top of the cliff. This is actually where you guys came down the first time, when you came down that big chimney stack, where all those sarcophagi are. There's a small staircase to the south of that, a natural-looking staircase that leads up to that level. Further to the south, you notice another natural staircase that leads farther down to another chamber. To your east, you notice that there's a cliff. The cliff itself is about 20 feet high, so you can't really see the top of it. It's darkness at the top.
Well, if we're going for loud, shatter would work. I'd hate for Greg to have to burn a second level spell just to create a lot of noise.
Yeah, does anybody have a cantrip that would work as well? I don't.
Let's see.
What about the church bells?
I've got
Church bells.
Oh, does Toll the Dead make sound?
But it has to be cast at a creature.
I wonder let's see if prestidigitation does anything. Create an instantaneous
Or I
harmless
could
sensory
try
effect.
beating on the ground with my mace.
Prestidigitation might do it.
Yeah, I have prestidigitation. I can make it. I can create an instantaneous harmless sensory effect, such as a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, faint musical notes, or an odd odor. I can instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire. I can instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. I can chill, warm, or flavor up 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. I can make a color, a small mark, or a symbol appear on an object or surface for an hour. I can create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit in my hand and that lasts until the end of my next turn. If I cast the spell multiple times, 3 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time, and I can dismiss them as an action.
Blow the mystery whistle, see if that brought anything out.
That might work, or yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe prestidigitation might be cool to try.
I'm going to go ahead and try the magic whistle first. Not magic, but I'll go ahead and blow the whistle. Yeah, mystery whistle.
Okay, you blow the mystery whistle. Nothing happens in terms of the tremors, but you hear some fluttering above your head.
Oh no!
Whatever the fluttering is actually flutters out of this cavern.
Oh,
You don't
that's
see
good.
it. You actually don't. You don't see anything because it's actually the ceiling of the cavern is too far up for you, even you to see.
Does
But
the fluttering sound familiar?
you don't. You're not sure. You think it could be those sturges that you dealt with earlier. It's hard to
Maybe
tell
they
just
just
from fluttering what it
So
specifically
wonder if
is.
that magic Sturgis be gone whistle.
Yeah, that's what I
maybe
was
they
thinking. We
do.
could go back to that one room and test it out. It might drive them off.
Yeah. Wonder if that's what that's for.
So why don't we put it to the test if we actually have to go back that way?
Yeah, that's true.
Would you like to test the whistle on into that sturge room?
No, I think Lynn's suggesting that we save that until we have to go back that way. So we're not going to make a special trip for it.
All right. It's not that big of a trip, but. All right. How would you how would you guys like to proceed now?
We got battle axes in our on our disc. We could all, a couple of us, take some battle axes, start pounding the ground or start pounding the walls. I mean, if we're just trying to get somebody's attention without using up a spell slot or anything
I
like
can
that.
use prestidigitation. That's a cantrip. I can
Oh, it's
cast
a
it.
cantrip. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I was reading it though. It says faint musical notes, so I'm not sure how loud of a sound he can create with that though. Like I know, what is it? There's a cleric one that like lets you like make your voice louder.
Like thaumaturgy.
Yeah, thaumaturgy.
Well, I even have a hammer in my backpack, so I mean, and we can make noise.
Lynn's going to try picking up a rock if there's one around the edge of the cavern there and tossing it at one of the burrows. Looking for a big rock.
That doesn't. You toss the rock. It doesn't do anything. No, you don't notice anything different.
Oh, question. Are there any old ancient pickaxes laying around?
Not that you can see. No.
Ah. I was just gonna start going to town on the walls.
Well, we got an old battle axe in on our disc and other things that we could use to do that.
You guys go to the disc. You take out some of the old weapons and you kind of bang them together. It doesn't do anything.
Oh well, so much for that idea.
Loud noises. Oh, you know what we could do? But it would be a trip. Go get that big barrel of oil and bring it down here.
That would be. It would be effective, but it would be a trip.
I think John said it would probably go up like a fireball, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. And we don't even know what this is.
You do have to bring that. If you were to do that, you did have to go through the sturge area.
Yeah. Well, I'm out of ideas. Do you just want to try a shatter, and if nothing happens, nothing happens?
Well, I kind of wanted to try prestidigitation first.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll just use prestidigitation to make some noise.
You don't notice any changes once you make that noise.
All right, so I try like.
You say there was puffballs. Why don't you shoot one of the puffballs with fire? Maybe it's filled with gas and it'll explode.
Oh.
Oh, those aren't.
Oh, you don't think that? Yeah, you recognize those puffballs. They're harmless. They're not going to like explode. They'll just like decompress and release a whole bunch of spores. But these are not the toxic ones you saw earlier.
Oh, okay.
This might be another good use of alchemist fire right here. If there's enough organic material to go up in flames.
There's not quite as much here as there was in that room to the back.
You know what I could do for the prestidigitation is about a cubic foot of non-living material. Now you say the burrows are made of sand, right?
Well, the burrows are into the ground, so it's a mixture of some rocks and sand and dirt.
There's sand in the burrows.
Yeah. So the way the burrows work is like once the hole is used, the hole just kind of fills up afterwards.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll use prestidigitation to warm up a cubic foot of that sand in one of the burrows?
Nothing really happens.
Okay.
Or I can just walk across the room and see if anything jumps up to get me.
How about if we tie a rope to you then so we can pull you back?
Just go stomping through the room.
Yep, like, why not? I would head toward that stairs that we don't know where it goes yet.
Already an action to cast firebolt at anything whatever tries to attack Lynn if it does.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to roll a history, I will give you a random burrowing monster to determine all the possibilities of what you can be facing here.
All right, I'll roll a history.
Roll me a history. You kind of think back to one of the books you read a long time ago, and you learn about this horrible underground burrowing monster called an enkeg.
An enkeg.
Yeah, this acid-spitting monster that likes to just stay underground and remain really silent, and then it detects the slightest vibrations, and then when its prey goes near it, it will just pop out and consume you and drag you into its burrow. Yeah, this thing's really scary.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying that that's what it is. It's just a random burrowing monster that you thought of.
I'm just like, so I just tell the party.
Yeah.
I tell them, wait a minute.
And this monster, on top of that, it sprays acid.
There might be an enkeg under there, and
I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying that that's what you thought of.
I'm saying there might be. I'm not saying there is or isn't. I'm not making assumptions. I'm like, I'll tell the party, yeah, I read about this monster called an enkeg that lives underground in burrows that spits acid and just grabs things whatever, and and if that is what it is, which we don't know if it is or not, we should probably be very cautious.
You want to roll another one to get another piece of trivia?
Sure. History check, you said?
Just for if you want to. I'm not saying you have to.
Right,
I will say probably at this point Shatter is the best option. If that doesn't draw attention of something, nothing is.
Then we just have less to fight it.
You remember a couple of years ago you were reading through the horrible monsters of Myth Draenor, and you learned about this monster called a boulette. It's a massive predator that terrorizes any land it inhabits. It's also called a land shark. It lives only to feed. It is rapacious. It will eat just about any organic material, and it likes to kind of stay underground, remain hidden. You don't even know that it's there until it's too late. You just walk right across its path, and it will pop out with his tremor sense. It can sense just about any creature that makes any sort of vibration, and it will jump out of the burrow and land on top of you. Challenge rating 5.
Question is, how do ankegs and bullets get along?
You don't. They probably don't.
They probably eat each other.
Yeah, it's probably one or the other. It's probably not
Probably
both.
one or the other.
Yeah. Well, no, these are just. I'm not saying that's
Yeah,
what you're
I mean,
facing.
yeah,
I'm just
right.
saying these are some random birds. While you're here and your imagination is going wild.
I think we're telling scary stories around the
All
campfire.
right.
about
Here's
everything.
what I do. I'm just gonna cast Shatter in the middle of the room.
You cast Shatter, and the shatter is so loud that it actually makes the ground tremble. After that, irrespective of your shatter, you feel another trembling. It's impossible for you to locate where the trembling's coming from just because of the way that sound is transmitted underground. All you feel is like a minor earthquake, but nothing pops out.
Ah. We know it's there, we just can't see it. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
Yeah, there's clearly something there because whatever that thing was, it wasn't an aftershock of your shatter. It was something has responded to you casting the shatter. Unfortunately, it does not make this creature come out.
Okay, so the question is, are ankheads and bullets intelligent?
We don't know whether that's
They're
what it is, though.
beasts,
That's the
so
thing.
they operate by instincts.
Are the burrows all around everywhere in this chamber, or are they just like in the middle?
They
In
are
the middle
everywhere.
area?
They are quite
Oh,
literally everywhere.
All
Well,
right,
now
I'm
that you
gonna.
kind of like look at things clearly, you know that they're everywhere.
okay, here's another question. Now, does my character know that there might be that there heard the rumors of the dragon living in these caves?
As far as your knowledge, dragons don't really burrow into the ground.
John, I'm gonna use probably like a couple of minutes or like 5 minutes and just start eldritch blasting all over the place, in the ground, like targeting those holes and just like hitting them and just picking different spots.
You cause a big mess. You rupture a whole bunch of puffballs. There's a whole bunch of scorch rays from your eldritch blasts on the ground, but whatever creature this is not emerging.
Huh.
I don't like this guy at all.
Why
We
don't I
felt
just head across the room? Because we've got no other place that I know we haven't looked, and we're not going home yet, so we might as well.
yeah. I would
And I'll-
just yeah. Go ahead.
All right, I'll let her do that, and I'll ready an action to cast magic missile at whatever if
Sure.
something does.
Yeah, if you
I'll
see
ready
if you see some sort of enemy, you're gonna cast a magic missile. I got it.
I'll
Go ahead.
shoot a bow
Yep.
too. So
I'll do eldritch blast at anything I see.
Then we'll move there.
Nothing.
I'm just gonna stay 10 feet behind Wayne.
There.
yeah, I'm just gonna stay right by you.
And there.
Nothing. Doesn't
And
seem like
there.
this creature is interested in you right now.
Works for me. And there.
You look around. I mean, this is a massive chamber. You know, besides the light you bring in, there's no other light. Your light, the light you bring in does reflect a lot of these gems on the walls, but there's no other visible
And-
light. So you guys make it across the chamber. You are unmolested across the chamber. You get down south, and there is a natural staircase to the south. There's also
Okay, and as we go along, you said the mushrooms were edible, right?
yeah.
Don't go too far yet.
All right, I take as we're going through there, I take a couple and I sample them.
They don't taste very good. They are edible and they give you nutrition, but they're just gross.
All right, I take a couple more. I'm like, they might taste better if they're cooked.
When you get to the bottom of this staircase, hold on, it's on a. They like to close off these areas. There we go. So when you get to the bottom of the staircase, you hear the thunderous roar of falling water somewhere to the east. This is a kind of a long, low chamber. The ceiling is visible. It's only about 20 feet high. And there is a spray throughout this chamber that kind of mists it up. This is from the very rapidly rushing water. Everything you see around you, the walls, the ground, is extremely wet and slick. There's a fast stream that's rushing from the west to the east, and you can hear water crashing on the east. There's a crude. There is a whole bunch of mud and algae and things like that growing right next to the water.
Can I
Is
perceive
there
any
anything-
footsteps? I was gonna say, can I perceive any footprints or anything else of that nature that might indicate that there's any kind of creatures down here?
Oh, sure. You know what? I'd like a nice survival check.
I would like a nice survival check too.
You find a couple of footprints. Some of those footprints you actually recognize because you had just fought those creatures to the north. These are those troglodytes.
Ah.
They're not very fresh. They seem to be kind of old. But you also notice the footprint of something that is also a three-toed creature, but it is not the troglodyte. It appears to be the footprint of a lizard, but it's huge. The footprint itself is like 3 feet. 3 feet wide. I mean, this is the kind of like a lizard makes a footprint like this, but lizards are about the size of a finger. This footprint looks like a lizard, but it's 3 feet.
Wow, that's a big foot.
Yeah,
Do dragons make a footprint like a lizard?
potentially. Dragons are lizard-like. They are reptilian-like. That footprint, you see, it walks off into the stream to the west.
Well, do you want to venture further into the room, or?
Is this slick enough that we might want to try to tie off onto a rope before we go into the room?
You put your finger on the wall and you realize this is like oil. It's super slick.
Yeah, if we want to explore, I would suggest like doing a piton into the wall or something and tying a rope.
Yeah, this is quite literally a layer of wet slime all over this chamber. And you notice that the way that the ground is sloped, if you were to fall down, you probably fall towards that rushing rapid water.
Yeah, I like Lynn's suggestions, so I'll take out a piton and kind of drive it into the wall and tie off a rope to it. I'm not going to tie myself with the rope, but I will keep a hold of the rope. And I guess, do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I can go first.
I hand you the rope.
All right, so with a rope tied around you, I'm not going to make you roll anything. Your feet are just literally slipping back and forth, but you're holding on to the rope to maintain balance so you don't fall. So you don't have to roll anything. You get over and you realize that the ground is extremely slippery unless you have good traction. Now you entering into the chamber, it's full of thick mist, but as the mist moves back and forth, you are able to notice two things. To the west, you notice that the stream begins in a little cave opening that you can actually walk through if you were to try to, that way. And on the other side, to the east, the stream ends in what appears to be a waterfall. You can see the mist coming up from the waterfall, dropping into the chasm below.
I'm guessing that one area to the west is where we passed by the Sturges.
It's in that general direction. You're not sure if it's actually if it goes to the Sturges, but you do notice that if you were to try the cave the opening where the water's coming out of is sort of like a cave that's big enough for you to fit through if you were to try to walk up against the stream.
Well, I don't really fancy trying to go toward the waterfall.
The waterfall, kind of. You hear that it's just this distant rumbling down below. So you guys holding on to the rope, you're able to not slip or not lose your footing, but clearly, just every step you take is slippery.
Lynn will get up closer to the river. Does it look like this current is so strong that she couldn't try going into that cave by where?
Well, you can't see the bottom of the river, so you don't know how deep it is.
And we'd be moving against the current to try to go through that way.
Yeah, we should probably like fully scout out the room.
I'm assuming that you kind of manipulate the rope in a way where you're holding on to it, so you don't have to. So you're not going to be slipping around in the room.
Yeah, that's why I haven't moved too far.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that you guys are manipulating the rope in a way where somebody's holding on to it, and you're not going to be falling. You're not going to be rolling those deck saves and stuff.
I'll tell you what. I'll tie up a second pitten with a second rope, and I'm gonna at least go over to the waterfall and have a look. Oh, there's something else over here too.
Yeah, so as you get over to the waterfall, you notice that there is a natural staircase that kind of leads down. Furthermore, you look down directly down into the waterfall, and you can actually see the bottom of it. It is about 60 feet down. It ends, of course, the only thing you can really see out of a hole is that it ends in a big pool of water.
Well, we have a staircase here.
Seems like a better way to go than jumping into the water.
Yeah, you get up to the staircase and you recognize that you realize that the staircase starts moving down, and part of it is natural, part of it is carved. But whoever carved it, this is ancient. And then you notice that the staircase starts winding down in a circle down, sort of like a spiral.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep an eye out for any kind of, again, loose rocks, tripwires.
Are you guys, is the party proceeding down this staircase?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of keep an eye out and an ear out to see if I can hear any movement or anything that would indicate that there's anything close to us.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up the next map if you're going down that way.
Okay.
Oh, you guys, so half of you are stuck in the wall.
Ah!
I mean, obviously, at this point, we would have
Yeah,
had to let go of the rope.
so the spiral staircase kind of widens down a good 60 feet or so. It's not that long of a drop. And you end up on the bottom of the staircase, and you can see where the waterfall was directly to the west. You walk into this chamber and you look around. This is a big cavern. The loud waterfall is directly to the west, where you guys were on the top of before. It spills down to the northwest wall of this cavern into a deep pool. You can't see the bottom of this pool. There's rocky walls that also glisten with a little bit of spray. There's a weird array of colorful minerals. The colors are a little bit more opaque down here than they were upstairs. There's strange-looking lichens on the wall. These are even more kind of bizarre than the fungi growing upstairs. The water gathers eventually in a stream and starts flowing south. And then when you look to the west, over here, in this direction, you notice that there is a man-made wooden wall here. Ancient. You think this is probably dwarven because of how fine the craftsmanship is, but this is so ancient that the walls themselves have kind of petrified a little bit because it is made out of wood. So you guys kind of look around, and this is there's no light down here besides the light that you're bringing in.
I'm gonna ask Gray to, since he's here next to me, to hold on to this end of the rope. I'm gonna go waterfall diving, and I'm thinking. Here's my thought: if anything fell down that waterfall and possibly died, chances are whatever it had on it is laying at the bottom of this pond. So I'm just gonna go treasure diving and I'll basically just kind of tie off the rope on my arm, and jump into the water and swim to the bottom.
I need an
and
athletics
look
check when
around.
you. I need an athletics check when you jump in the water.
Athletics is not my strong suit.
No, swimming gotta be athletics. There's no other check that can apply.
Yeah.
What's your athletics?
-1.
Oh, I got +3. I'll do it.
All
You
right.
hold on to the rope.
I'll hold on to the rope.
Lynn, I don't know if Lynn can give me guidance for this or not.
I think she can. Sure.
Okay, Lynn, I would appreciate some
Go for it.
a little prayer.
The only reason I was going to suggest me was because of the dark vision thing. So.
I have dark vision.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll work then.
Yeah, I'm an elf, so. Okay. Are you going to put the guidance on me, or are just going to add it, Lynn?
I can stick it on you. To that. I'm sorry, who's doing the
Gray.
gray? Okay.
I'll tell Gray, gurgle once for I'm okay, gurgle twice for I'm in trouble.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to hear his gurgles. It's waterfalls making too much noise.
You want this in the tower?
Yeah.
I was gonna say like bubbles rising to the surface, like.
The minute you jump in the water, the undercurrent is so strong it just sweeps you away. You get dragged over here. The rope gets taut to the point where you don't get dragged any further, but you are just held underground, underwater, because the current is like this rip current that's just dragging you. You're trying to swim across it, but you guys see the rope just moves over there and then gets taut.
Yeah, seeing that the rope is taut, I will pull the rope back in, and hopefully reel.
Oh, now we need an athletics from you.
Oh, okay.
He's getting the rope is pulling him pretty. The stream is pulling him pretty hard.
Can I help? I've got decent strength.
You need to try because Drake didn't do it. He's pulling and pulling, but the current is pulling even harder.
It's a tug of war between me and the current.
All right. That was able to drag Gray out, but Gray, unfortunately, that was such an ordeal. That was very. You almost drowned. You feel like, and you suffer from a level of exhaustion from going through that.
So maybe
Man, I'm
that's
tired.
a good sign that we need to take a rest and get some food and.
Yeah, I'll just have a peek to the bottom if I can, because I got the 120-foot dark vision. So, do I see anything in the water?
You don't see the bottom of the water.
So it's deeper, possibly than 100 and something feet.
Well, the water's rushing really fast. You don't see anything.
Oh.
Waterfalls would probably stir everything up, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure from this area that you're looking at that's pushing the stream forward, and you notice the stream is pretty deep. The stream is about like 5 to 10, a little bit more than 5 feet wide. You can probably get over it, but the minute you get into that current, Gray can tell you, the current's really strong and it's dragging hard.
Oh, I have an idea. Famous last words. I don't want you to take an exhaustion point, Gray, but I'll go this time. But I'm thinking kind of similar thing. Rope, me, holding on. You guys pull me up if I get into trouble. But I'm gonna take a really heavy weight with me and see if I can just sink straight down.
Am I dreaming, or did we not find it? I seem to remember we found a net at some place. Did anybody still have that?
A net?
Yep. You might be able to use that. I don't like the idea of anybody drowning just to
I don't
find-
remember. Does anybody have a net in their inventory?
I have Mage Hand, which I can just go in and grab anything that weighs 10 pounds or less.
Yeah, but you have to be able to see it.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna weigh a lot more than 10 pounds. Yeah.
Say, I wonder if the Mage Hand can grab the rope and just drag it.
Well, no, somebody needs to be holding on to the other end of the rope if I'm going to jump in. I'm just saying basically lead weight myself to the bottom if I can.
Well, if we're going to do this, we got plenty of heavy stuff. I think Lynn and I should both hold on to the rope.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is you guys hold on to the rope and I'll basically just jump in with it tied around my waist. And if I don't hit the bottom, the rope will go taut and you guys will know to pull me back up. And if it doesn't go taut, that means I hit the bottom.
I think we almost lost Gray. I don't want anything that's down there bad enough to risk that myself.
But I'm willing to risk it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not to sound metagamey, but like, didn't Gray suffer exhaustion from all that?
Yeah, but we're talking about taking a rest anyway after this, right?
Okay. I'll rest for a short rest, because it takes a long rest to get rid of a level of exhaustion.
Yeah. We have whatever room is over here to the right that we could use, although we haven't opened that up yet, so maybe we should do that first.
Yeah, why don't we do that? That'll give us all time to think about it and give me a little more time to rest and maybe, unless there's something nasty in that room.
All right, you guys move up to this ancient wooden wall. There are two doors that the wooden wall has, but both of these doors have swollen over time and petrified and sealed into the wall itself. You're not sure if the door is actually locked because you don't even see a keyhole in this door. There's no handle or anything. It's obvious to you that this is a door, but it's so ancient and it's kind of like petrified into the wall itself.
We've
Okay.
got those axes, right?
Yep, just start chopping away. North or south door?
North sounds good.
That's what I was thinking, so that must be right.
You chop for a good 20 minutes, and finally you're able to just destroy this door, and it falls down inward with a thud. It opens up to an old, desiccated storeroom. This is a very low chamber. The ceiling is only about 5 feet high, so you have to actually crouch down when you go in there if you're a regular sized height person. And you look around and it's full of old desiccated stuff. Most of it is kind of dry, so it hasn't been completely disintegrated yet. There's rotten food barrels, and the food itself is so ancient that it's dried up and fossilized. You think it used to be some sort of salted meat. There are sacks of what used to be flour, but now are just sandy brick-like material. When you look inside the room, there's two open archways to the east wall that lead to a similar room beyond. It's dimly visible, and the archway's just kind of gleaming wetly.
Can we hear anything coming out of beyond the archways?
It's totally silent inside this room. Well, you guys hear a lot of noise, but it's all from the outside chamber, from the water. Inside the room itself, you hear nothing.
All right, I'm going to start slowly making my way towards the back. I'll just kind of be searching the junk that's on the floor, keeping an eye out for anything that might be valuable. And I'm just going to start making my way along the north here.
Give me a perception. You know, you look around, and this stuff doesn't even seem valuable. It used to be a storeroom of some sort. However, there, you know, it's ancient, and at this point, most of the stuff that was stored here has been eaten away over time.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep pushing my way through. I'm not tripping any kind of trap or anything as I'm doing this.
Token locked. You think, yeah, I locked the token because when you came into here. Hold on, over here.
Oh yeah, move
Yeah.
back. Yep.
Are we in initiative? We're gonna roll initiative.
Oh, it didn't
I'm
actually
not
move
being
me
able to
back.
get into
Though.
the store, though. Oh, never mind that. All right.
It didn't move me back. I still moved into the room.
I'll move you right here because the minute you step onto this specific spot, the ground beneath you begins to soften, and these pseudopods come out from the ground itself and wrap around your legs and start squeezing your legs. So
Well, I
this,
think we maybe found out what our mysterious ground dwelling.
yeah, you get a surprise round. You get a surprise attack, and unfortunately, this thing was completely indistinguishable from the ground.
Yeah.
So it makes a surprise attack on you before initiative starts.
Was it responsible for making the rumbling that we were feeling upstairs?
You wouldn't know.
Okay.
It assaults you with one of its pseudopods, squeezing your legs, and you can feel that its very essence begins melting inside of you, and you get burned with some acid and bludgeoning damage.
I'm actually gonna shield that away.
Oh, you're gonna cast shield?
Yeah, I'm gonna shield that away.
All right, that is its surprise round, and now we're on top of initiative.
And
All right.
now I'm gonna lose my shield.
All right. I haven't rolled yet, have I?
Yeah.
All right.
Good luck beating my natural 20.
That's okay. This creature, this amorphous creature, is on the bottom of initiative.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna slash into the use. I don't know that that's gonna do a lot of damage, but
Yeah, you don't even have anything to aim for. It's just this amorphous blob.
yeah, I'm just gonna slash at it. And this is magical.
You do remove like a big chunk out of it, but you have no idea how much you've actually damaged this thing.
Oh, I wish I had done that on the first one instead.
Oh, that is a critical hit. Very nice.
Nice. That's
Does
still
he have
nice.
damage? Does he have damage
damage.
resistance?
He's wounded.
He
All
is
damage.
now the two weapons that you hit it with. What are the two weapons?
Scimitar slashing.
So are either of those weapons magical?
Yes, the first one is magical. The second one is not.
Okay. As your second one slashes this amorphous blob, you realize that its edge starts blunting. That second scimitar you have is a -1 penalty to damage roll permanently.
Oh. I have a solution for that, but we're going to have to rest. Probably take a long rest.
So he does damage to weapons then.
Oh, this disgusting thing is corroding your scimitar.
All right, and because I attacked it, I'm gonna do the Zoidberg thing and whop and walk away. All right, that's my turn.
Okay.
Boy.
Lynn, you're up. The enemy that you guys facing is an amorphous gray blob. on the ground that was pretending to be floor.
I see it from where I am.
Yeah, it's right in front
Yeah,
of
yeah,
me.
you can see
should
it.
be-
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys have a light source, I'm assuming.
Yep, I'm
So
just wondering because I don't know what all those storage things. If
Oh, I
that's
see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Is it possible to stand on any of the storage crates?
Sure, sure.
Okay, I will get up there just to give everybody a little more room to move around. And I'm going to target the blob and try Sacred Flame.
The blob somehow saves against your sacred flame.
I swear I have never hit anything with that thing.
I think that's pretty close to being
Somehow,
right. I think.
somehow the blob with a -2 to its dex.
Well, that was me.
Okay.
Am I up? Yeah. Okay, I'll put Hunter's Mark on the blob. And then take a shot at it with my longbow.
Ooh.
Ah, man. That's horrible.
Well, there's so much clutter in the way. You don't know what's blob and what's not, and you actually
still
you hit the
affected
floor
by-
instead.
Okay. I'll just back up a little bit so there's a little bit more room. I don't know how much speed he has, but I guess that's all I can do right now. So I'll pass my turn.
Gregory, what are you gonna do about this blob?
I can see the blob.
Yeah, you can see the blob.
I'm standing here. Let's see. Ah, there it is. Get to a good position out now.
You know me? Yeah, you're probably good there.
Now I'm gonna target it, and just in an experiment, I'm gonna try firebolting it.
You hit it.
Ooh.
A big mote of fire, bam, slams against the blob, but the blob, you realize, is fire resistant.
Oh man.
All right. Well, it's resistant to fire damage. All right. So I have my
Yeah, the blob is up, and the blob, it's not very fast, so it just begins oozing, and it double moves to ooze its way up to you guys.
showing on your end.
So it gets within melee range, but it's so slow it can barely make its way to you.
Ah.
That's its turn.
All right. I hit the button to end my turn, but it's not.
Oh, that's because I think I might have ended it before you ended it.
Is it registering on your end?
On my end, it's now Drake's turn.
It's back at the beginning. It worked.
So this blob is very, very slow. I mean, that's I guess a saving grace for you guys. It can't even attack this turn. Unless there's more blobs somewhere that you don't see. Now you're getting paranoid about that.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
have to keep a double eye out.
I think something must have conked out on me while the blob took its turn. I don't know what happened during the blob's turn.
The blob just moved towards you. It didn't attack because it doesn't have the speed.
Okay, it resisted my fire.
It is fire resistant. You realize, unfortunately.
All right.
It's Drake's turn, so I mean that worked
All right,
correctly
so-
unless it's messed up on
So
your.
it's Drake's turn now.
Yeah, you finished your turn, so the blob went, and then now it's Drake's turn again.
What did the blob do during its turn?
It just came up to you.
All right, it didn't do anything to me.
It doesn't have enough speed. You realize this thing's really slow.
All right. I'll let Drake take his turn.
Yeah, I'm just going to hide behind these crates here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hex on the Grey Ooze. And then I'm going to attempt to Eldritch Blast it.
You got it?
Man, I don't want to jinx myself, but my damage dice are actually doing something tonight.
Good.
That's great.
Yeah, that force damage, you knock off a huge chunk of the blob. You notice that half the blob is now gone. It's splattered on the walls.
And then I will pass my turn.
Lynn, the blob is in melee range now. It just kind of oozed along.
Okay. Well, we will see if it has wisdom as well as agility. So,
You would guess it probably doesn't. Oh my goodness.
Wow, this is the luckiest freaking ooze.
You are unsettled by the fact that this amorphous blob is still, and you weren't totally able to execute your prayer. That's how the blob saved.
Oh.
Have you ever hit with that spell?
So that time I was trying Toll the Dead, so yes, I have hit with that. But
Oh, okay.
I have the worst luck with saving anytime.
Okay. Well, I'll try my luck again. Are you done, Len?
You know what?
Yep.
Honestly, in the rules, they shouldn't even allow something like an ooze to do a wisdom save. It should just fail. I don't. Maybe they'll do that in 6th edition.
Maybe it's an awakened ooze or something like that.
But it's not though. You know.
Yeah, the -2 penalty is
Maybe they'll do something
what
like that.
that's supposed to represent.
Well, I think it's just the dice, lucky dice rolls on those.
That is true, but the thing is, conceptually, something an ooze should not have any wisdom or intelligence whatsoever. But anyway, it's your turn, Gray. Maybe they'll do that in 6th edition, like just auto fail certain saves.
Well, I hit that time. See if it gives me my +6. It did. And I'm going to roll the 6. I'm going to send my swarm, so I'm just rolling the dice, and then you can put the...
Well, it's already dead, so there's nothing to put.
Oh, well, never mind then.
You put that arrow through it, just slicing it in half, and it doesn't have enough critical mass to still be moving, so it's gone. Big splat on the floor.
All right, I'm gonna finish searching this storeroom. Only this time I am going to try to be a little bit more cautious.
You look around the storeroom. You spend a couple of minutes. You can't find anything of value here. No more oozes. No more oozes bother you.
I wanted to do likewise. See if there's anything out of the ordinary in this room. That.
I actually have an idea, but let's open the other room first, and we'll come back to this.
You get to the other room, and you're also chopping this door down, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Can we hear anything on the other side of it?
No.
We start chopping?
No, you don't hear anything. Nothing's been here for many, many years. You chop that door down. The room is completely empty. It looks like somebody has come in and just emptied this room out. It's just bare walls. You don't know if there's any oozes, though. You can't even tell the difference between these oozes and the floor, but the room itself is bare.
I'm very carefully looking for traps, any kind of arrow slits in the walls, or pitfalls, or tripwires. I don't trust it.
Nothing that you can detect in this room.
I'm just going to walk it all the way back.
Yep, a completely bare, empty room.
And then on my way back, I'll just kind of circle the room once more, and this time just kind of looking for any kind of secret doors.
Nothing of interest in this room.
Okay, I would say this might make an okay place to camp.
Oh, we don't have a door anymore.
Oh, crap.
The other room might be better because we could put up at least a barrier in front of the door. that we chopped
Well,
down.
we can. It's not that far to walk. We can grab some planks and woods and bring it back here.
Sure, you
Yeah,
can do that.
Like a makeshift door. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
you,
do that.
you guys
Okay.
grab some of the debris in the other room to barricade yourselves into this room. It's completely silent.
So while they're doing that, I'm gonna go to the back of this room again, all the way in the back, this upper room, and I'm gonna empty out a couple of oil flasks over on top of like all the crates and that, because you said all this stuff is dried out, right?
Yeah. Anything that's not dry has already been desiccated from like a century of just hanging out here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna light the back of this area on fire, and then just get the heck out of there, and basically just hoping that it kind of the fire burns from the back of the room and just cleans out the whole room.
Oh, you're gonna light all this debris on fire?
That's my intent if I can do it with a couple oil
It
flasks
goes
and a
up
torch.
immediately. The entire area is now ablaze. There is smoke in the air. Everybody, Constitution save.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we could try to like barricade this door to try and keep some of that stuff from coming out.
No, now this whole area is just a big cloud of smoke.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Gray, you rolled. Well, the first one you rolled was a d6. So, the magic number was a 10. So, unfortunately.
Crazy on the past.
The
Oh my god.
D6 was the damage for my swarm.
Oh, yeah.
The 20 is the only one I rolled for this.
No, you guys are choking and poisoned from the smoke that has come out of this whole room being set ablaze. It's okay. You're only poisoned for a minute until you get out of the smoke. You're not like it's not an ongoing thing. So this whole area is ablaze for a good 50 minutes until everything burns to cinders.
Yeah, I was gonna say one more look at the well, and then let's long rest. And that sound good to everyone?
Sure.
Yep.
Sure, I will apply the long rest if you're ready.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to dive to the bottom of this well using like a lead weight to sink me down.
Do you guys have a lead weight?
Well, anything will do, right? Just like battle axes, just anything I can carry on me that is heavy. And I will encumber myself to do this. I have a 250-pound lifting capacity, so I'll grab like 100 pounds of just heavy shit and just like.
How about
hold it in
this?
my
The
arms
party, you got 11 great axes, right? The great axes weigh about 7 pounds each.
Oopie's great axe weighs 20 pounds.
Yes.
That's perfect. I'll just like 20 pounds should be I'll like 50 pounds or whatever, just enough to like get to the bottom, and then no, I don't want to take Ulfi's axe. I'll take regular axes and just see if I can sink myself down.
You're gonna take all 11 great axes? Like that's like
Well,
77 pounds.
I don't know how much do I need to sink to the bottom without
I don't know.
being carried too far by the currents.
I don't know. We're just gonna have to do it and try.
Huh.
We'll just have to roll some checks and try. What
We have anything more dense than the axes, like stone?
That's about the heaviest thing. I mean, Oofy's axe is the heaviest thing we got.
Is there like a boulder? Can I find like a 50-pound boulder?
You know what? Give me an investigation. Let's make the DC 15. If it's DC 15, you can find what you're looking for. You can't find a big boulder. All you find are a bunch of rocks. The rocks weigh like a grand total of like 20 pounds.
That's it, 20 pounds.
Yeah, you find a bunch of rocks scattered all over the place, but nothing that's big and removable you can carry over to sink yourself.
All right. In that case, I'll go ahead and take what I have been given, and I will put that into a. I thought I had a sack on me. This is why I always load up my inventory with tons of stuff that seems frivolous. The best I can do is a pouch. Is a pouch big enough to hold 20 pounds of stone?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. The pouch weighs 1 pound, so it's a pretty big pouch, apparently. Yeah, it says 20 sling bullets or 50 blowgun needles. So I don't know if that's equivalent.
I don't. You can put those rocks in the pouch. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so I'm gonna basically hold the pouch tied around my waist, and kind of do it like I can quickly release it if I need to go back up. Tie myself off, and does somebody want to hold the other end of this rope while I dive?
I think two of us need to hold that.
Yeah,
so
I
you-
need to hold it.
You got this pouch that's kind of giving you an extra 20 pounds of weight, and you're diving in.
Yeah, and maybe a couple of great axes. Like, I just want to get it up to like 30, 40 pounds. I mean, this is all heavy stuff, so it should sink, is where I'm going with this.
All right, you use 5 great axes, and you get this pouch. How many more? How many great axes do you want to use? Do you want to carry with you?
Just 2 of them.
Okay.
So that's what, 14 pounds plus the 20, so like 35 pounds.
Okay, you get 35 pounds of weight carried on top of you, and you got the rope around you, and your teammates are holding the rope, and you'll just jump down and sink to the bottom.
Yep, that's what I'm hoping happens.
All right, you do sink to the bottom as you jump in. It's about 50 feet down. Now you're at the bottom. You look around. It's the bottom of the pool.
Okay, do I see anything on the bottom?
You see a bunch of rocks.
I will kind of like use my scimitars, and actually I'll use these axes since I'm holding them in my hands anyway, and I'll just kind of take a few steps forward and like just kind of like sweep around and like clear some of the rocks and see if there's anything valuable.
You don't see anything of value down here. It's the bottom of a pool. You see a whole bunch of rocks.
Okay. And then I will tug on the rope and start to like climb my way back up. Actually, I got my hands full, so I think I'm just along for the ride at this point.
While you're climbing, I needed athletics.
That's why I was hoping they would do the work for me.
They are. They're helping you. But you're still needed
Oh,
athletics.
I was more hoping they would just
Would we
pull
get
me.
advantage on the athletics if there's help?
You have a lot of weight on you and stuff like that, so I need an athletics for you to not to hold on to all the stuff you have while you're trying to drag you up.
All right, I'll drop the 20-pound bag of rocks, but I'll keep the great axes.
Give me an athletics so at least hold on to the great axes as they pull you up, so they don't get dropped and swept away. Okay. One of your great axes gets you drop it and it gets swept over into the stream with the current. You see it kind of.
All right. So we're down a great axe.
It's not worth that much.
Yeah.
And you're exhausted.
going to
You're
risk
also exhausted, just like
Yeah.
Ray.
All right, long rest time. As we start off this long rest, since I have a weapon that's been dulled, I actually have a wheatstone on me. I will use that to resharpen the blade.
I think you were breaking up. Did anybody else hear him okay?
I heard him all right.
Yeah, I could hear him.
He said he's going to use his whetstone to resharpen his scimitar.
It's not just dull. The metal itself is pitted and broken. You tried to sharpen, but you realized that the metal itself, there is kind of a rot and corrosion seeping into the metal. You realize that your weapon is pretty broken. Maybe Smithy can fix it, but it's not. It's going to take a lot more than sharpening. So right now it's suffering a -1.
Oh, that sucks. I was hoping the whetstone would work on that.
Unfortunately, it's not just a dulling; it's also corrosion. This blob thing has seeped in and started. Yeah, the blob has seeped in and started corroding your weapon.
Okay. Well, long rest, son.
Okay, we'll do a long rest. Why don't we also take a break?
Sounds good.
It's about
good.
time.
Okay.
I'll be back shortly.
Hey, Drake.
Yes.
Okay, let's continue. You guys,
I'm here.
you guys have spent a good 6 hours resting off of that swimming the two of you did, and fighting that horrific ooze monster. You're feeling quite refreshed at this point. You wake up and there's no noise but this horrible rushing water. You guys are deep underground.
Taking a look back in that storeroom. Does it look like pretty much everything's burned out by now?
It's burnt to cinders, and you realize there's nothing else in that room.
Okay, so nothing metallic that survived the fire.
No.
Okay.
I
so
still
it's-
have the exhaustion check on my.
Oh, the exhaustion can be removed, obviously. Let
I
me.
can't take it off.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought when I gave you the long rest that would take it away, but I guess it didn't.
No.
All right, there we go. It's gone.
It's better.
All right. Well, to the south.
To the south.
You walk to the south, and it through a narrow crevice, it opens up to an area with a stone bridge, ancient stone bridge. Looks already worn down, but doesn't look like it's about to fall apart or anything. Looks pretty sturdy. It crosses the stream. The stream itself is moving rapidly, just like the stream, the other area you checked the stream.
Gregory
Rapidly.
back? I'm sorry, but Gregory's still back in the room. I just wonder if he was back yet.
He's muted. He might be having technical difficulties. I heard him say he was back.
I thought I heard him say something.
Yeah, I did. But he might be having some technical difficulties. We can give him a minute.
You can continue to describe that, I guess. While we wait, if you want.
Well, I'd hate for him to miss the excellent description that I'm reading off of the the book. I try to integrate my descriptions from the book with what I'm saying, so it's hard to tell.
I'm here.
Okay,
Oh, there he is.
you're back. Are you okay controlling your tokens and stuff? Make sure that we're not having those token troubles again.
Fantasy grounds. Let's see where. Oh wow, where's everybody else?
Yeah, you need to go west and then south, and then you'll catch up with us.
Yeah, if you zoom out, you can also it'll help you see where everyone went.
Token,
Yeah.
move it. Come on, there we go.
There he
There we
is.
go.
All right, so you guys come up to this area of the chasm. There's a stone bridge. Looks pretty sturdy. This is a long, narrow cavern. It's halfway filled by this underground river, flowing very rapidly, as you guys have learned earlier. There's a narrow ledge on the other side from the stone bridge. And you can also see farther down on the other side, you can see that there are some carved staircase. There's a carved staircase.
What you say was to the east? Or to the west, I mean?
To the west is just there's a little plank of a area you can stand on, and then there's the river itself.
Oh, so that's the little plank
Yeah.
is the only thing that...
Yeah, the river pours into this mouth of an empty. You can't even see the end of it.
Okay.
So as you walk across the bridge and you get to this area, you look into it opens up into a chamber with still water. You look to the south, and there's a short flight of stone steps that lead down. There's dark, stagnant water pools, and a small landing of the base steps in the doorway, presumably filling the room beyond as well. You smell some rotting stuff coming from this chamber below. The water itself is probably traversable. It's about 4 feet deep. You can see the bottom of it through the floor below.
No.
Interesting. How deep is the water down here?
It's 4 feet deep, and you can see to the bottom of it. It's still water, unlike the rushing stream, the river that you guys walk through. This is completely still. Like if you dropped a pebble, it would make ripples. That kind of still. So you can actually see it's a clean crystal look, but there's a smell of decaying flesh somewhere around here.
Oh. Well, I'm willing to wade in, but I think you guys should probably stay out. At least until we know that it's safe. No reason for us all to get wet. I can go in. It looks like there's a door. I can go in and have a peek around.
I'm okay with that.
Cool with that.
Okay. Drake, you wade into this water. You kind of making waves of ripples because the water was completely still before you walked in. The smell is just awful as you kind of waft through it. The door is already opened into the chambers beyond. You kind of look inside, you look around. There doesn't seem to be any motion.
All right, I'll have a walk through.
You walk through on the corner of the far area. You see a dead orc, the bloated corpse of a dead orc in the corner, submerged in the water. Long dead, but it's sort of like it's been mummified by kind of by standing in water for so long.
Yeah. There doesn't appear to be anything valuable in the room that's not on the orc.
No, the room is otherwise empty. It kind of reminds you of like a kiddie swimming pool. As you're wading through it, the room is otherwise completely empty. And Gray, you also step in, I guess, because if you stand there, you're submerged in water.
Well, I'll just move back
Is
one
this
then.
orc wearing clothing?
The orc has some hide armor on, very similar to the other orcs you've seen. It's got some hide armor on. There's a great axe on the floor that was the orc's weapon. You can see that the orc has a little pouch next to him.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I will grab the pouch and I will grab the axe.
As you go over there and you grab the pouch, just stepping over there, just the motion of you grabbing the pouch makes the orc's body desiccate. Like its flesh just starts dissolving into the water because it's been there for so long.
Oh.
It smells horrific. You grab the pouch. Inside the pouch are 2 potions.
Okay. It doesn't look like there could possibly be anything else other on his body.
You do a thorough search. You don't see anything else. It's a very unpleasant search because now his flesh has dissolved into the water, and the water's starting to change color and stuff. It's gross.
Yeah, I guess I'll find my way back out then. Boy, we're hitting a lot of nothing rooms here.
No, you found 2 potions. They're magical potions.
I mean,
one of the
features.
one of these potions is a clear fluid, and there's like little blue sparkles coming out of it. It's clearly magical. The second potion is a blue potion.
Greg, you want to identify these?
Yeah, I'll identify them.
And I found a replacement axe for the one that we lost at the bottom of the. See, down an axe, up an axe.
I was worried that we were an axe short. Really worried.
Exactly. You had 11 axes. You dropped an axe, but you replaced that axe.
If I kept that axe, we would have had a dozen.
Greg, you use your identify spell on these potions, and you are thrilled. These are very valuable potions. One of them is a potion of invisibility. Very, very valuable for your level. The other is a potion of water breathing. Could have been very useful when you were playing around with swimming.
Yeah, could have.
Yeah, all right. I can. Gregory will just like. After identifying the potions, he has like, kind of like beaming in his face, like, "Oh my God, these potions they're."
That potion of invisibility is so valuable. It is worth like thousands of gold. That potion of water breathing also pretty valuable, but not quite as valuable as a potion of invisibility. Those in the world of D&D, even though for some reason they're supposed to be extremely rare. So this is a great find. If you were to sell that potion of invisibility, you can buy like so much stuff with it. Or you could use it and become invisible.
I think we should give the potion of
I'm
invisibility.
just like, oh my God! Like, what? Basically, I'm just whoa! It's an invisibility potion and a water breathing potion.
Drake, they are in the party sheet if you want to collect either or.
Yeah, I think we should give at least the invisibility potion to Drake since he's kind of our explorer, and just in case. He may be able to use it in the future.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it.
Okay. Anybody want to claim the water breathing potion?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, it would have been useful when you guys were going swimming.
Hey, I'll just go ahead and take it just in case, and then if not, we'll just sell it when we get done with the adventure.
Okay. That was a big find. That potion of invisibility is worth thousands and thousands of gold.
Wow. Oh, that was worth it. Whoa! That cost can't be right.
What is it, 20,000 gold or something like that?
24,778 gold?
I have to double check that. 24,000 seems a bit high. I know it's worth a lot. I know it's worth a lot. I don't know.
That's like 1,000 gold shy of a true resurrection spell.
Actually, a potion of invisibility on the SRD, it says the cost is 5,000 to 50,000. So I think with that 20 whatever thousand is taking an average of the two. But I don't know why it's up to 50,000. That seems to be very high. You know what? We'll just hold it for now. You're not in a position to sell it anyway. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is maybe if it's like a lesser invisibility versus a greater invisibility.
They don't have like they don't make that distinction in terms of the potion. I don't think. I know there's a spell of the greater invisibility where you can't detect even with magic, but that's like a high level spell. Yeah, I'll look it up and find out what's going on with that high of a price.
Maybe it is a potion of greater invisibility, not just an invisibility potion.
Well, at any rate, we don't have any means of pricing it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll figure
Right.
it out if and when you're going to be selling that potion. So for now, we'll just keep that on hold.
Yeah. All right. Just kind of walking along here. Is this stream deep or?
It's similar to the stream you saw over there.
So can I not see the bottom?
No, you can't see the bottom of these streams, these rivers.
Okay.
The stream flows underneath, and you walk up these steps, and then it comes out the other end. Now, as you get to the other end, hold on. You look around into this room before you, and the rock stairs climb steeply, turn north, and then descend towards the east into a cavern, very much like the one you left, but a little bit smaller. You can see the top of the ceiling in this cavern. The ceiling is something like 60 feet high. There's a massive stalactite on the top of the ceiling. You know the stalactites, right? They're like, in the caves where the little spikes and stuff like that. There is a ledge along the river that continues east to a door to the north to what seems to be, if you look, actually you can't see that door from where you're standing.
Yeah, I can't. Question about the giant stalactite. Are there other stalactites in this room?
Yeah, but the giant one is really, really big.
Like anything near the size of anything else?
It seems bigger than the other ones.
Like much bigger?
Much
or like...
bigger. This stalactite looks like it's like 15 feet, like big, 15 feet long, as opposed to other stalactite that just look like the rest of the cave.
All right. I'm just gonna send an Eldritch Blast its way, and I miss it. Wow. Can I give that another shot?
No.
You want me to shoot an arrow at it?
No, you can't shoot anything else at it. You rolled a 1, man.
Oh man!
You drop your Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Can I walk up there by Drake and kind of look around and see if I see any indications, once again, like footprints or any kind of thing like that that would show if there has been any kind of creatures in here?
You look, as you walk forward into this platform, you notice there's a fish on the other side of the platform, and it's out of the water. It's one of those cave, it's an underground cave fish, and it's just flopping on the ground, flopping back and forth.
Can I Eldritch Blast the fish?
Do you really? Why do you want to Eldritch Blast the fish?
Find out the talking fish first. Maybe it'll give us a whoosh. If we put it back in the water.
All right, you don't have.
Speak very loudly, and I go, "Hey, fish, can you hear me?"
Do you really say that?
Yeah, I'll even say it in Undercommon.
All right, we're rolling initiative.
Oh.
Oh man!
Oh no.
What we get for being nice?
Somebody. So Drake just provoked something.
Oh, it's not just something. This is something.
Oh God! Wow, our initiatives suck.
That's horrible. Oh, brother.
I don't even know how this is possible. The highest amongst us is an 8.
That's you, Greg, my man.
Oh, okay. So. Okay, the turn thing is Greg. I don't know.
You got
Whatever you got.
Everybody's in initiative. You guys have stumbled into a big battle. So as you yell at the fish, that stalactite that you attempted to Eldritch Blast, you notice it changes. The stalactite has a large eye, and the eye opens, and you get surprise attacked.
Yeah. I saw that coming.
Almost instantaneously, this stalactite starts growing these tendrils, these long tendrils, and you realize that these tendrils reach extremely far, and they shoot out at you at blinding speed. Both Drake and Gray, you are in range of these tendrils. And these tendrils, this creature attempts to rope one tendril around Drake. Are you shielding on this one?
Yeah, I'll pop shield.
Okay, it's going to rope a second tendril around you, or attempt to do so.
Yeah.
Does your shield block against the 22?
No, it does not, but why did it roll with advantage? Oh.
It surprised you guys. It is an instantaneous attack.
Yeah, that's
That
right.
tendril wraps around you. You are grappled and restrained.
Okay.
And the tendril lifts you up in the air. You are now upside down. It's got two more tendrils, and both of them are aimed at Gray. Oh, it hits you with the first one. Gray, you are also grappled, restrained, and it lifts you off your feet. You are upside down now.
Okay.
All right.
Grapples, does it not deal damage when it grapples?
Right now, it's just got you. It's not doing any damage as of yet. But you notice that this creature, as you look at it, it has massive, massive teeth and one huge eye. This is kind of what it looks like. What's going on right now?
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, so situation's looking a little ugly right now.
It looks like a beholder, but it's not, because instead of having eye stalks, it's
Give me
got-
a history. Give me a history, and see if you can help out right now with some knowledge. Maybe you read a book about this creature at some point, because you guys need it. Gregory, you know a little bit, but not too much. You know that this creature is called a roper. It is an Underdark creature, extremely vicious, and an omnivore, eats both plants and animals, and an ambush predator. But you don't know anything else about it.
All right, then.
And it's your turn.
All right then.
You just hear people screaming in the other room.
Yeah, you hear them both
I'm
screaming.
I'm hearing Gray and Drake screaming. I'm like, all right, what the? Is my token locked? I want my token locked, or is it
it doesn't
new
hear
fantasy?
it.
Let me unlock you. Here you go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. I don't. Is that Gray there?
He's suspended upside down, and there's tendrils tightly wrapped around his arms. He's restrained and grappled.
I'm like, huh? And then I see the thing over there, and then I'm like, all right, what the heck? And I target it, and I'm gonna light him the heck up with a scorching ray. All right.
Get him, Greg.
Oh.
My God.
What's going on?
Oh, no! But it said
Greg blew on it.
That's
Yeah.
that's the first ray.
You hit it with the scorching
That's
ray.
the first ray. And the
Yeah,
second-
you realize it's got some tough skin. This creature is no joke. You guys have actually, you realize that you haven't actually faced anything this tough yet.
Wow,
Bam,
my
bam,
gosh.
bam! You slammed your scorching rays against this horrific.
I tried to hit. I tried to hit it with a scorching ray. And I'm like, oh my goodness!
You slam.
Just as
Yeah, you slam 3 scorching rays right into this beast, and it just shrugs it off. And you notice it starts drooling as it sees its prey. It's gonna take those tendrils and try to drag them into its mouth.
all right. Well, I tried to hit it with the scorching ray. That's all I can do on my turn, unfortunately. So I guess I'll end my turn. Now it's Drake's turn.
All right.
Gray, you are completely restrained. And
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Misty Step, which is verbal only,
okay, you can do that.
and I'm basically just gonna tell him piss off, and I'm gonna teleport 30 feet away out of his range. And then as I'm going back down the staircase here, I will go ahead and target him and cast an Eldritch Blast his way. I don't know why that rolled twice. Oh, you still have me with grappled and restrained.
What was your first roll then on that Eldritch Blast?
A 12.
12 plus 5, 17.
Your Eldritch Blast hits it, but the skin is too tough. I will take off your grasp and restraint for now.
Yep, and then I'm gonna pull down out of its line of sight. Could use some help in there. And that'll be the end of my turn. Sorry, Gray.
Well, ain't nothing you can do about it.
It's the Roper's turn, and you realize that the Roper, it's not stuck in place. It's got some leg tendrils, and it begins crawling upside down along the ceiling towards you. What's its speed? It doesn't move very fast, of course. It crawls over here. Now it's still upside down across the ceiling. It's got you in its grasp, Gray, and it pulls you 25 feet towards it. You are still upside down and restrained. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're still upside down restrained. It's got to pull you a little bit more before it can bite you. Because it is on the ceiling, you're still more towards the ground. But it's got you, Greg, in its sights, and it's got 3 tendrils coming at you.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I still am under the effects of rage armor. Mage armor. All right. It's the Roper's turn. All right.
Yeah, I'm still, hold on, I'm trying to untarget Gray. There we go. Alright, you ready? Here's number 1. It's got you on the first tendril.
Yeah, unless you want to pop shield.
Do you have shield?
Okay, I'm not seeing anything in the chat. I don't know if it's my internet speed slow. Not
Can you hear us?
up, or-
Yeah, can you hear us?
Oh, I got kicked out of Fantasy Grounds. I don't know if you guys.
I'll give you a second because,
Fantasy Grounds kicked me out.
can you hear us?
Get back. See if I can get back in.
It seems like he can't hear us.
Yeah, I think he has a bad internet connection.
Must be a weird internet issue. All right. Well, I'm not. I got kicked out of Fantasy Grounds, so I don't know what happened.
Can you hear us, though?
Yeah, can you hear us?
I can hear you, but I can't get in.
It's-
Fantasy Grounds kicked me out.
It's okay. We got you freezed on the edge of our seats here. You can rejoin.
Oh, I think he dropped out and came back in the chat. Greg?
It still shows that he's there.
We can give him a moment.
Yeah.
This is a tough call, man, because he's still got 2 more attacks. So, like, even if you pop shield, is it going to make a difference? I mean, if I had known that it was going to be a multiple attack, I would not have pop shield. I would have just let it go.
We have to remind you, in case you guys didn't remember, when you guys, oh, was it you guys who got the info about the cavern? Or no, it was the other group, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, well, I'm back on Fantasy Grounds, so I'm being targeted.
No, you were hit.
Yeah, with 17. So unless you
Hit,
pop
what,
shield,
a 17? Alright, well, I'm gonna pop shield.
It's got 2 more tendrils coming at you if you pop shield.
I pop shield.
Jeez.
It's got another 2 tendrils coming at you. You ready?
Alright.
Your shield deflects the second tendril. It's got 1 more tendril coming at you to slap.
come on, baby.
Your shield deflects the 3rd tendril, you lucky bastard.
Gregory.
Yeah,
Lucky
because that's
bastard.
mage armor and shield. I have an armor class of 20 because of mage armor and shield.
Nice.
Okay, you managed to avoid getting grappled this turn. Now it's Gray's turn. Gray, you are restrained.
Hit me.
You are restrained and grappled. What can you do while restrained and grappled? What do you got?
Well, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire. It's just vocal 2.
Okay, on what? The
On the-
creature?
And that way, at least my buddies will get advantage against him when they're attacking him, if it works. That is.
Okay, if you can apply the effect onto it. It saves. Did it save? No.
It fails.
It
so
fails to save, so it's got fairy fire on it.
I can put the effect on it then.
Is
That should have done.
now is your fairy fire concentrating?
Yes, it is
So
concentration.
you see this creature, now that you light it up, you see it lights up and it's a horrific one-eyed monster with extremely sharp teeth, and it's raising you up with its tendril to put you in its mouth.
Okay. Nothing I can do about that. I got my eyes closed.
Anything else on your
How to
turn?
become dinner.
Well, I don't have any other actions I can do, actually.
All right, Lynn, you're up.
Yeah. Sure, from way back here, I might be able to help. 25, 30. I can't see anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna have to double move if you want to get up there.
15.
All right, go, from there you can see the horrific scene as this tentacled monster is putting Gray into its mouth.
Oh, crap.
I used all
I
my
don't know if you're cutting out or if it's my internet connection that's cutting out.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I think this is all you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear. I'm fine, actually.
I can hear you. Can you hear
The
me?
music stopped.
You can just turn off the music in case it's taking away too much bandwidth.
Connection cutting out, or-
You can just right-click the music
come on,
and
it's kicking me out of Fantasy Ground again.
Yeah. Hey, John, for tonight, why don't you
Finicky.
just
what I'm
pop
gonna do?
pops out. That way we
Try
can kind of
something.
minimize the bandwidth that's going on.
Try turning on mobile hotspot.
Yeah, I can X the bots. That's not a problem. But I'm not sure that'll fix it.
Yeah, I mean it's hotel Wi-Fi, so it's probably going to drop in and out anyway.
Let's see how good this is. I'm gonna try getting back into Fantasy Grounds. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but
I can
No.
hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. It's saying unable to check log with your server. Try again. Yeah, it's just the internet connection is being shoddy.
John, do you need to boot
Now
in
it's not.
from-
Now it's not letting me in at all. It's saying that it's offline and.
Well, I guess what spell do you want to cast?
Well, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Yes.
Oh crud! Why isn't it letting me in? It's try it because now it's shining red and saying offline, and it's not resolving name connection to server. Unable to check. I'm gonna just close out Fantasy Grounds and try reopening it. Try this again. See. Okay, now it's green. Let's try getting in. See if it'll let me in this time around.
Yeah, you're needed here. This is probably the toughest enemy the group has fought so far.
Yeah.
That you stumbled into down here in the
Sucks
sinkhole.
that the internet is being shoddy right now.
Yeah, I don't think we've touched him yet.
No, you realize that its shell is so tough. Its armor class is extremely high.
Gotta crit him to hit him.
You don't have to crit him, but you have to,
Yeah, it's got to be better than a 12 for me.
All right, let's try this. Come on. Got the map pulled up. Cool. Maximize the map. All right, now I'm back. All right, do I have him targeted? Let's see.
You do, and you have advantage on him. You have automatic advantage on him because of fairy fire on a spell attack, just to let you know.
Yeah, you don't need to click the advantage button. It'll apply it. It should apply it automatically.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cast Magic Missile as a second level spell.
Get some
So
damage on it.
How do you know it doesn't? How do you know it can't cast shield?
Well, we'll find out.
Just wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something?
all right, well let's find out. So I cast Magic Missile.
Okay. Whack!
First one does 3 damage.
It screams out in agony. Whack!
Second one does 5 damage. Third one does another 5 damage.
Whack.
Because I'm using a second level slot, I do a fourth one. 4 damage.
You whack it 4 times, it just shrugs it off.
And then
been nice knowing you guys.
And then I use my move action to duck and cover here. I'll
Yeah,
try to get
break line of sight.
yeah, break his line of sight, and then I end my turn.
All right, we are down the initiative list to Drake.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way through here. I've used basically 20 feet of my movement at this point. And I'm gonna make my way into the room, and I'm going to Hexblade's Curse the Roper with my bonus action. Oh, did that not go through? Oh, nope, he is Hexblade cursed. Okay, good. And then I will go ahead and... Oh, hold on, I forgot, I gotta do this too. Okay. So now that he is targeted with Hexblade's Curse, I am going to go ahead and lob an Eldritch Blast his way.
You hit it, but its skin is so... You realize that its very skin is as tough as rock.
Yeah, it helps that I didn't roll an 8. And then I'm also going to break line of sight.
Oh no, unfortunately the Roper's gonna get a turn next.
And we tried.
Gray, you are being held upside down as the Roper brings you with its tendrils up to its mouth and bites you with its mouth. Unfortunately, it's going to get advantage on a bite. But at least, hey, at least it has to attack you to hit you. It's not auto attack. There you go. You ready?
I taste bad.
The Roper misses you.
Oh my goodness.
You're too squirmy.
It misses you. How amazing.
Wow. Does it only get the one bite?
You're not sure. So the Roper, after it misses biting you, Gray, despite the fact that it had you right up to its mouth and it completely incapacitated, it moves over. That's 5 feet. That's 10 feet. It goes towards you guys. Let me see if it can. I don't think it can see either Greg or Drake, even with moving there. So it's gonna launch 3 tentacles at Lynn. All right, you ready, Lynn?
Yep.
Let me make sure it's not targeting anybody else. First one's a miss. Second one's a miss.
He rolled a 4 twice.
Third one's a miss. He rolled a 4.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys, oh man, lucky, you guys.
Well, some of us.
Holy
Well, I guess I'm
heck.
lucky he couldn't bite me.
All right, all right.
That's some really bad odds, though. I mean, like, he rolled 3 4s in a row.
Gray, you are restrained. You are suspended about 30 feet in the air, held upside down right now by this creature. What do you want to do? Unfortunately, you don't have much. You don't have much facility in terms of moving your arms or anything because it's got its tentacles completely wrapped around you.
There's no way I can attack.
You can't attack this creature in any way or fashion using your arms because you are not just you're grappled and restrained. So whatever you do has to be you have to be able to do while restrained.
You can try and break free. Right?
You can rail against this thing, but what your strength any sort of strength check has disadvantage. A restrained creature has 0 speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Well, I guess do you have attack rolls?
Well, if I have attack roll, I've got a way to get away. If I can hit it.
Let me read grappled and restrained and see if you have any ability. Back to speak on the condition. No, you can. Apparently, I'm sorry. I'm going by 3.5 edition rules. You can attack while being grappled by the roper. So if you want to try to do something, you have. Of course, you have a disadvantage, but you can attack.
Okay. I will attack with my rapier +1. Let's see.
Well, you have disadvantage, but it would have failed anyway.
Well, shouldn't I had? Oh well.
It
I was
cancels
gonna say
out. Advantage and disadvantage cancel out.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you had a
so-
fairy fired.
Well, then I have nothing I can do then. I could have used my swarm to move me 5 feet, which should have took me out of its grasp. That was my idea.
Can a swarm move you while you're
Yes,
restrained
that's
and you
one
have
of
a
the- that's
speed
one
of
of the-
0?
Well, it says that it can move me 5 feet.
You know what? If that comes into play, we have to figure out exactly how that works. But unfortunately, you didn't hit it.
No, I didn't hit it, so it's not. So my swarm doesn't come into effect anyway. So.
Okay, Lynn, you're up. This creature is like a little bit injured from the magic missiles that Gregory launched at it, but you can tell it's very healthy looking in terms of how long it's going to survive, and it's throwing out these tentacles trying to grab you. You narrowly dodged 3 tentacles.
I wish I had something I thought might help save the day, but
Is it hanging low enough that she could even smack it?
She can't reach it with a melee attack at this point. It's on upside down on the ceiling.
Okay, so all she's got then is really
Yeah,
cute grips,
it's like
right?
30 feet. The ceiling's like 30 feet up, so she can't reach it with a melee attack.
all right. Let me try a guided bolt. Or a guiding bolt.
You
rather.
do have advantage on this attack, but it's got a very high armor class.
And I roll so well normally, yes.
Well, you can't do any better than advantage.
So that.
Yes!
No.
Yes! Yes, you got it! You hit it!
Okay.
It screams out in agony
Goes the damage.
as your holy bolt digs into its mouth, its flesh. You knock out some of its teeth.
And
Thank you, Lynn.
It's
then
still chugging along too.
moving back so it can't grab me while I can't do anything.
All right. So you guys are popping in and out right now.
Yeah, we're playing peekaboo with it.
I'm gonna try something. It's my turn, right? So I'm gonna try something interesting. I'm going to get in line of sight with it, and I'm going to cast Sleep.
That's not going to work in this case.
How do you know that?
I can probably tell you that right now because
How do you know that without metagaming and knowing how knowing stuff you may not be knowing about it?
Oh,
I suppose, but man, yeah.
whoa! I didn't know it was that big. A 20-foot radius, not diameter. Shoot.
Roll your sleep dice. See if you
But I can-
see how
but I
far you can get it.
move- But I can move the spell and center it so that it doesn't hurt Gray.
No, it wouldn't affect Gray anyway.
Oh, it wouldn't?
I don't think. Oh, honestly,
No, it
It
affects
would, it would.
everything, even allies. So if if Gray has fewer hit points than it's going to affect Gray.
you know, you can angle it in a way where it's the creature is on the edge of it and Gray's not in it. You can do that. I need to calculate this creature's hit points, and you got to roll a sleep dice. Are you casting a level 1 sleep or level 2?
First level.
Okay, let's. Oh, I don't know if you. All right, roll your sleep dice. Let's see if you. Let's see how far you can get in.
I'm immune to sleep anyway.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it
Under
would.
the ancestry.
You can't be put to sleep by magical means.
Yeah, but
I
the
can.
problem is that it would still subtract his hit points because he has less hit points than this creature. So, but I think you can angle in the way where it doesn't hit Gray.
Because of his Fey ancestry, because he's an elven character.
Yeah, but he's saying it still my hit points would still count against it, so it would.
Yeah, it wouldn't work on him, but it would still be hit. But honestly, you can just take your sphere and put it in a way where it's on the edge of the wall, and it won't hit him. I think that's fine.
All right.
Let's just say you do that, and
All right,
it's
put
not.
like somewhere that's not gonna affect Gray.
Yeah, remember this is also 3-dimensional, so this thing's on a ceiling, so you can probably angle it in a way where it's up on the ceiling. It's not going to hit you, but it's going to hit this. Yeah, you can do it. It's fine. But you gotta, you gotta do a stellar roll here if you're gonna want to try to.
Yeah, you're gonna need
All right,
all sixes.
I'm targeting that, and then I used up the spell slot, and then boom. Let's see what we have here.
Oh no, you just put unconscious on it. You can't. You gotta roll the dice first.
This is weird. Or maybe I don't have it prepared.
No, just roll the dice, whatever dice it is, and then because I don't think there's a script that properly does sleep.
Ah, there it is. Another. Where's the box for the dice for sleep?
Easy way to do it is take your d6s and right click to make them multiple.
Just
And
keep right clicking until you get the number of
Or
dice
no,
you
it's
need.
not. It's not D6s. It's D8s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So pick up a d8 and right click until you get the number that you need.
5 D8.
Let's see what you can get.
5 D8.
'18's not gonna cut it. This creature is not asleep.
All right. Well, I've used up my action to try to put this thing to sleep, and that didn't work. I guess there's nothing else I can do because I don't have anything I can use in my bonus action with in my turn.
Are you gonna stay there? Yeah, you're in the creature's sight.
Actually,
That's a hint to move.
I was gonna say, how much of my move action did I use to get in there?
Well, I don't want to like kill him next turn and then be like, oh, I didn't tell you were in the.
Right.
All right, there we go. That'll be final.
No, it's fine. You can pop in and do your thing and then pop out of view because you guys are hugging the ledge anyway.
All right, my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
I'll 5-foot step and Eldritch Blast. And back away. And that's it. Sorry, Gray, we're really trying here.
All right, it's the Roper's turn. Gray, it's got you in its tendrils. It's gonna bite you. It sinks its teeth into you.
I told you I tasted bad.
Oh!
31 piercing damage. But you just barely maintain your fairy fire concentration.
Well, that's one good thing, I guess.
Now,
It says it failed.
no, you rolled a 10 on your concentration, didn't it?
No, it was a 9 + 1, so it was 10 damage. But it's half damage or 10, so he would have needed.
Yes, that's right. Because half damage is 15. Because this thing does massive damage. I'm sorry, your fairy fire shuts off, Gray.
Is it 10 or half your HP?
No, half of the damage you took.
Oh.
It took
whichever.
31 points. He took 31 points of damage, so that's like that's 15 points.
It hit super well. It rolled 7, 7, 8, 5. So it almost did max damage.
Goodness.
All right, you guys. So the roper, now that it doesn't see you, what it does is, as a free action, it drops from the ceiling down to the ground, and then it starts inching along the ground to see if it can get to you. So this is. So it'd be here. This would be 5. It's got to squeeze, but it's gonna squeeze. It's hungry. It squeezes over here, and let's see what it can see. Hold on. I gotta. Let me see what it is within its sight of range. Within its range.
Hey, Gregory, can you?
Greg, can you remove your sleep spell? I can't see very well. Yeah, I need to determine who this roper can attack.
I'm just moving my token so I can see the token. How do I get rid of this token? Ah, there it is. I can just do that. There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, put yourself where you were before. Let me see. Hold on. You know what? It's gonna attack Lynn. But it's squeezed, so therefore it has disadvantage, and you guys have advantage on it. I'm going to apply the squeeze effect, and this will provide some relief on you guys because you guys can hit it much easier since this roper can't move. And you can see you can get a clean shot at its mouth. But it can still attack while squeezed. It's just going to be at disadvantage. I'll put squeezing on it. This creature is just so hungry. It doesn't care. So it's gonna come in, and it's the only thing that it can reach is Lynn. So it's going to attack Lynn. Okay, first tendril. Misses. It's got disadvantage. You notice the tendrils are like a little bit confused. Can't get to you that quickly. Second attack. Misses. Third attack. Misses. It cannot get you because it's got horrible disadvantage while squeezed. I think you guys have found the secret way to destroy it.
Yeah.
Gray, you are. It's your turn. You are still suspended by one of its long-ass tendrils.
Well, I'll try.
It has just taken a huge chunk out of you. You have 1 hit point right now.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that. Yeah.
Your attack should be having disadvantage right now. Oh, it has I'm sorry, because the creature is squeezed. So it has a normal attack, neither advantage nor disadvantage.
Yeah, but I missed anyway, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it don't matter.
The two canceled each other.
That's all I can do.
Okay. Lynn, it's your... Do you have a bonus action that can help?
No.
Oh, boy.
The only bonus action I really have is Hunter's Mark, so...
All right. Lynn. It's your turn. This creature is now on the ground instead of in the ceiling.
I know what spell Gray's taking the next time he gets a spell slot.
Okay.
Shield? I can't take shield.
No,
Oh, you mean...
freedom of movement.
Oh.
Freedom of movement basically just lets you get out of all kinds of these situations.
Yeah. If I might not be alive to do that.
Mm.
I get Misty Step, but it's later. A couple levels later, I think.
Misty Step
Oh,
only gets
shit.
you out of it for 1 turn, and it can attack you again next turn.
Well, Misty Steps lets you go a certain amount of... Well, could, I guess, unless I can hide from it.
30 feet. My question is, it's a second level spell, Misty Step.
I'm just moving to try to target That's not working.
You can get even in melee range if you need to for whatever reason. It's on the ground now.
Oh, no, actually, at this point, I'm just going to try to give the three of us Gregory. Well, why did that target him?
Guidance.
Bless.
Oh yeah,
That
bless.
might
Yeah.
help.
Okay, I finally got everybody targeted. Casting Bless. And active concentration. And then I'm gonna make it try to squeeze more. Go here.
I can hold it here at the choke point, if need be.
Or otherwise it can hold you. You know, I guess either or.
Yeah, the difference is whether or not it gets to freely move or not.
Okay, so it's my turn now. All right.
Make sure yep, you've got Bless on you. Good.
See this guy here, and he looks pretty beaten up. So I'm gonna.
It looks pretty beaten up, but you don't think it's like near dying or anything. You think that this thing is real tough, and its skin is literally stone.
The more damage you can do, the better.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna expend my last second level spell slot and cast Magic Missile at it. All right. First dart does
Whap, whap, whap.
damage.
Yeah, you're like, dodge this. Whap, whap, whap.
Second dart does another force damage. Third dart does 3 force damage. Last dart does 5 force damage.
Oh, now it's injured.
And then
Good job.
Now it's looking beat up.
5 feet get out of its line of sight, and then turn.
Okay. I'm gonna move through Greg here. And I will get up into melee with it, because I'm gonna slash. 19, not natural. This is gonna be from my magical.
Yeah, even a 19's not hitting it. You didn't hit it.
A 19 doesn't hit it?
No, its armor class is higher than a 19.
Oh
Oh
crap!
my god, you gotta crit him to hit him then.
Okay. Well, I will swing with my other sword. This one's at a -1. Hold on, let me change the modifier.
You realize that this creature, its skin is literally rock. You have to hit it at its very few vulnerable points. You got to find it and hit that.
And fantasy ground locked.
What happened?
That's going to be one lower. That's going to be an 18.
No, that was a 21. A 21 does hit.
It's actually a 20 because it's -1. I didn't modify the.
A 20 is its armor class, so that hits.
Okay. Well, it's going to take slashing damage now. And it should have had Hexblade's Curse on it, so it should take an RD6. But apparently I don't have that on me. No, I have it on both of us. Why did it not? Why did it not? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 2 + 2 damage. Never mind. Yeah, from the effects. Okay. And that's it. That's it. I'll stay here in melee with it.
Okay, it likes that.
See if I can't hold it at the choke point.
Now,
I don't have a shield, so it's probably going to grapple me.
Now, what this roper likes to do is it wants to finish its meal. So it reels Gray in. Before it even pays attention to attacking you, Drake, it's going to eat Gray.
Just don't roll 33 points of damage, please.
Let's hope not. Gray, you ready for this?
I was ready as I ever be, I guess.
All right, you ready for this damage? It takes. It
If I
just.
say no, will it make a difference?
No. Well, it didn't kill you outright, but you are definitely unconscious as it just go. Its mouth is massive. It's got you in its mouth, and it's ready to put something else in its mouth. It's going to launch tendrils. Now, can it see? You know what? Let me see its vision. I don't think it can see Lynn, but It can see Drake, obviously. Can it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm going to launch 2 at Drake and 1 at Greg because it can see Greg. It can't see Lynn from its angle. Okay, so it's got disadvantage for squeezing.
Yeah, and I can't shield that, so it's gonna hit and grapple.
It grabs you, lifts you up, lifts you upside down, and lifts you up like 8 feet in the air. And it's ready to feast on you next turn. It's also got 2 more tendrils. Greg, are you ready?
Sure.
It's coming at you at disadvantage. That's your saving grace, I guess. Woof! That's good disadvantage. It dropped a crit. Oh my goodness. Greg, it grabs you, lifts you up off the.
Am I still under shield? No, actually.
No, the shield ended at your turn, at your following turn.
But yeah, he got me a 20 total, so shield wouldn't.
All right, it's got you. You are grappled, restrained. It's got you held upside down in the air. Oh, it's a tense battle you got here.
Yeah.
But that's its turn. Now, Gray, I need a death save.
You want me to roll it?
Don't roll a 1, please.
Okay. My luck hadn't been too good today, so.
Good, you're good.
19.
19's good. Not as good as a 20, but it's good.
Okay.
You are still blessed too, if I'm not mistaken. So technically,
No,
I'm not blessed.
I couldn't see him to get put the
Well,
bless
it
on.
wouldn't have done. You only do 3 of them anyway, right?
Yeah.
Better
I
off
would have
just
done
do-
you first if I could have seen you, but I
Yeah,
couldn't.
that's fine.
All right. Lynn, things are getting a little ugly here. This creature is damaged, but you notice that it can really take a pounding. So you can walk right through these guys. They're held upside down in the air.
There to see him.
You see this this horrific, disgusting Underdark monster has 3 of your friends entangled and held upside down. One of your friends is unconscious, bleeding out.
Fortunately, the best thing I have got is another guiding bolt. So I'll give that a shot.
You do have advantage on it.
Oh, God.
Oh my goodness.
yeah, AC 20 is tough.
It's tough. But now you know how monsters feel when all these player characters put on plate mail. No, this is a boss level monster you guys unfortunately stumbled into in the sinkhole.
That's all right. I'm sure we'll survive it. It's just a question of how badly beat up we'll be.
I hope we survive it.
Well, right now it's nail biting. You know, it could go either way. Greg, you're up. You're upside down,
Okay.
grappled. You apparently you can attack. It's just you're going to be attacking at disadvantage if you do a spell like an attack roll.
I'm grappled and or restrained.
If you
Nah,
have spells,
I-
just keep dumping magic missile.
Yeah.
into it.
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask, can I cast spells that have somatic components?
I would say you can, because when I read the descriptions of it, in restrained and grappled, neither of them say that you cannot attack. It just says your speed is 0 and you have disadvantage on strength checks and attacks and stuff like that, but it doesn't specify that you cannot act. It's not the same as incapacitated. This is a change from 3.5. In 3.5, this roper down here that you guys are fighting used to be the TPK monster. And I think they relaxed on it a little bit. So yes, you can attack, you can move you can use
the spells, like magic missile has a somatic component.
yes, you can use a somatic.
Things like that to cast the
So
spell.
think of it like this: its tendrils are wrapped around you, but not like so tightly wrapped. It's like moving back and forth, so you can find that special spot at that special point to move your hand and cast it.
All right. Well, in that case,
You're not incapacitated, so you can still.
all right. So I'm grappled, restrained. Am I still targeting it? Yep, I am. All right. Well, magic missile it is.
It cannot dodge that.
No, it cannot. So first dart does 2 force damage. Second dart does 3 force damage. And
Whack,
last dart
whack.
does 4 force damage.
You smack it 3 times with magic missile. This creature is tough.
And that's really all I can do left on my turn. So I guess I'll end it.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad now that we realize you can still attack while grappled and restrained. It's not as bad because in the past this used to be the TPK monster. It was just like it can easily TPK level 5 party, no problem kind of monster. But now we've relaxed a little bit on it, so we're good. So it shouldn't be as scary.
So I
Easy
checked.
for you to say. If I sit here all chewed up, being nommed on by a stalactite.
I'm gonna use a cantrip here. I'm gonna use Sword Burst. It's verbal only, and it forces a saving throw, so it's not an attack.
Okay. Also, if you do attack it, because it's squeezing, the advantage and disadvantage do even out. It's just it's got a vicious armor class, this creature.
Yeah, I'll see if I can damage it this way. So it's going to be a Sword Burst. So basically, my scimitars just kind of get a sharp black edge to them and lash out. And why is my save only a 10?
I don't know why your save is a 10. You tell me why your save is a 10.
Because it should be for warlocks. It's is it? I thought it was 8 plus your proficiency plus your.
Does the sword burst spell specifically say DC 10 or anything like that?
No, it just says you create a momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep around you. All other creatures within 5 feet of you must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 force damage.
I have no idea why it's saying DC 10. You got to tell me why. I have no idea.
Yeah, I gotta see what my spell casting DC is here. Because my spell casting DC should be higher than that.
Then it would fail your save. Why? Yeah, I'm a little curious.
Hold on a second here. I'm gonna Google it.
I think it would fail your save. Let me see. Where actually does it say your spellcasting DC?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I did look, and the rule is 8 plus your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, no, your spellcasting
Plus-
DC is not 10. I know that.
Yeah, it should be 13. So he would have failed that. I'll go ahead and roll damage on it. So he's going to take 7 damage.
Maybe the bless is doing something weird to your roll. Yeah, you of course damage it, but is the bless doing something weird to this roll?
I don't know.
Because it says, did you bless this the roper? No, it doesn't. You didn't. I don't know what happened. Okay, we're just gonna have to call it a fluke. It's we got more important things to worry about right now.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna do the 7 damage to it, and I guess I'm staying put for the moment.
Oh, you can't move anyway.
Yeah.
You're upside down.
Yep. So I'll go ahead and pass my turn, but at least I got 7 damage on it.
Roper thinks you look delicious.
Yeah, have a bite.
Okay, it's gonna take. Luckily, it's squeezed, therefore it doesn't have advantage anymore. It's got a regular flat roll for his bite attack. It misses you.
Probably
because
all those spectral blades whirling around.
Because it's got you held in its hand, and it just climbs underneath you to get to your other party members. It's already got Gregory, so it's gonna launch all its tendrils at Lynn. You ready, Lynn?
No, but go ahead.
It does so at disadvantage. That's the good news. Oh, that first tendril's gotcha. Now, everybody, we're all hanging upside down like ornaments.
Yeah.
Gray, I need you to roll me a second death save. You have 1 success. 2 successes.
Second success, yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, at least I'm lucky at something.
Oh, Lynn, you are upside down.
I am.
You're upside down in this creature's grasp. But right now, it seems to be more interested in eating Drake first before it's going to move down the line. It'll eat you last.
I can still cast my spell.
You can. Unfortunately, I think no, because it's squeezed, so that grants you advantage, and you're restrained, that grants you disadvantage, so it will be a flat cast. But this creature has extremely high armor class in case you're looking to do a spell attack.
Yeah.
I don't really have much of a choice, so. Oh! It rolled the wrong way.
Yeah.
Mark off another first level spell.
Greg, you're our hero.
Greg,
You've done more damage to this than the entire party has put
Hey,
together.
Magic missile, you can't dodge that.
Yeah.
There's no armor class don't matter to magic missile, right? Do you have any more magic missiles?
I have one last first level spell slot, and I'm using it for magic missile on this creature. No attack, no save, just damage. First dart does
Oh yes. Can you kill it?
force damage. Second dart does.
Can
force
you
damage.
kill it? You're so close.
Come on, Greg.
One last shot. Can you kill it?
Yes!
Greg,
Oh my God.
Greg, you may have some inspiration for killing the Roper, and please tell me how your magic missiles destroy this foul beast.
Oh, well. Like, as it's opening its mouth up to eat somebody, the magic missiles just go in it instead and go right down its throat through its esophagus and ruptures its belly from the inside.
Ooh, nice shot.
The creature explodes after you kill it. Rocks flying everywhere. And is a big pile of bloody, rocky mess. On the ground, you see some stuff.
Probably his last meal.
That's me.
You see a chunk of gray. I'm assuming somebody goes over and helps heal Gray a little bit.
Yes. Lynn will go over once she's untangled herself, and I will
All right.
start out with the use of my healer's kit to start stabilize him and bandage him.
You find the bones of various different types of creatures. You find fish, you find what you think are parts of orcs, some humanoid creatures you don't even recognize. But when you sort through all the bones, you actually find that some of these remains have objects that have remained intact in this creature's stomach. Magical objects that this creature swallows are not digested. So you find valuable objects inside the stomach of the roper. You find 5 emeralds.
Nice.
You find a huge ruby worth 1,000 gold.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. Gregory's just rubbing his hands like.
You find
yes.
8 serpentine gems. Also worth some money, not as much, and you also find one of the most valuable thing in there. You find a extremely valuable magical ring.
Oh, I'm gonna take that ring and I'm gonna identify it.
You identify the ring, and you realize this is a very valuable ring. This is called a ring of spell storing.
Ooh.
It's even got its own pick. That's how valuable it is.
Its own pick. What do you mean?
Picture. Like
nice.
they actually provide a picture of it because it's so valuable.
Wow.
The ring stores spells cast into it, holding them until the attuned wearer uses them. The ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time. When found, it contains 1d6 first level of stored spells chosen by.
This is it used to be called a contingency ring.
Any creature can cast a spell of 1st or 5th level into this ring by touching the ring as the spell is cast.
Interesting.
1 point also, Gray, you should have gained an extra 5 hit point, or not 5. What is it? What level are we now?
You guys are level 4.
4.
Yeah, so it's 1d6 plus 4
Yeah.
plus your level. So
he gets 4 more.
yeah.
Oh, well, in this case, you know what I'm going to do? I take the ring of spell storing and I just put it on.
Actually, that's 5.
This ring is going to require attunement. It is highly valuable magical item, so you can put it on, but you're going to need to do a rest, and you can attune it, and you can use it. Also, any spell a spellcaster can use it. It's not just limited to a wizard, because it can store any kind of magic. It stores up to 5 spell slots, I believe.
Wow, that could
So
be
you can store healing spells in it. You can freaking store Eldritch Blast in it. It is such a versatile, wonderful item. You guys.
The question is, who can cast spells into it?
Yeah,
That anybody can.
It would be OP for a warlock only because all my spell slots refresh every hour if I take a short rest. But you are the caster, so I'm giving it to you.
I'm going to dump all these things into the party sheet. Spell storing specifically, is Greg going to be taking it? Greg, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I will.
I'm interested in taking the spell storing ring because that's. Yeah.
Yes, but you have just keep in mind it's not only wizard spells. Any
creature can cast a 1st or 5th level spell into the ring by touching it.
Exactly. So this can give you extra healing spells. Lynn can cast cure wounds into it. You can fill it up with magic missiles. Whatever you want to do with it, man.
I was almost wondering if I should give the ring to somebody who's not good at casting spells and then cast my spells.
Yeah, this is a extremely highly prized, high value magical item that you guys may or may not have even been able to get, depending on if you're stupid enough to fight the Roper, which could potentially TPK you. But you guys have beat the Roper.
Good enough to do that.
But you guys have beat the Roper,
Yeah.
so you deserve it. You have earned this a fantastic prize.
I will say it says it comes preloaded with 1d6 minus 1 spell slots. Would identify tell him what spells were cast into it last?
Preloaded. Oh, do
But
I have
maybe
to
just with
come
slots?
up with spells of what?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
says that it comes with
unfortunately.
1d6 minus 1
Oh,
spell levels
all right.
already in it.
All right, let me roll it then. 1d6 minus 1. Sorry. It's got 0 spells. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's just so perfect.
Well, that works out perfectly. That means whoever had it last must have used up all the spells in it before getting killed by this thing.
Yeah,
Good point.
so some hapless adventurer, some guy who probably was a very powerful wizard or something like that, decided to take on this creature and lost.
And you said it requires attunement, right? So it takes 1 hour to attune to it. But can somebody attune to it, cast spells into it, and then give it to somebody else to attune?
I think you had to do it that way because I don't think that you can use it in any fashion, whether it is to activate it or cast or load it without attuning it. But I don't think attuning is a big problem. You guys can switch off during short rests.
Yeah, it says any creature can cast a spell of 1st through 5th level into the ring by touching it as a spell is cast. And then while wearing
You know
the ring,
what? Because it doesn't specify whether that creature has to be attuned to the ring, I will let you do it without it because it's more of just like a kind of a headache because you guys shouldn't have much of a problem taking a couple of short rests if you need to do stuff like that. So I'll let you, if you want to store it without attuning, that's fine. But to use it to cast those spells, you have to be attuned to it. It's a high power magical item. Any rare high powered magical item has to require attunement. That's more for the to follow the rules of 3-item attunement.
So to use the ring as in to cast the spells that are stored in it, you have to be attuned to it.
Yeah.
To load, but you have to be attuned to it to load it.
I because it doesn't specify, I'll let you load it without attuning because I think that you guys would be able to just taking a couple of short rests, you'd be able to do it on and off. It'll just be a headache to do. So I'll just say, it won't be a problem. You can cast spells into it, but you can't use the ring to cast spells out of it without attuning.
So I was gonna say, like, because that was something like, oh, maybe give it to somebody who, like, the least magically inclined character, and then I'll just load it, and then they can cast the spells.
Yeah, you can do that too. You don't need spell casting abilities to use it as long as you're attuned to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I throw Misty Step in there for someone, that would be perfect for a situation.
I can load it with some magic missiles so that, like, somebody who's like, if I'm not around, I'm not able to get to where I can cast magic missile, and they can just like, oh, magic missile at it, or like a tag team deal. That would be cool.
Gray, do you have any good like party spells that would work well inside the ring? Because, like, I got Misty Step. Misty Step would work well. Shield would work well. Hellish Rebuke would work well.
Yeah, Shield would work well. Hellish Rebuke. What do I've got?
Lynn obviously has healing spells. The one thing I did look for, but I did not find is
there
it does not
disc in there.
Yeah, it does not say whether the spell still requires the default amount of time to cast. So I don't know if you could, like, Lynn could even use her whatever the healing spell
Well,
she just used.
it depends. Let me read this because it depends on what it calls for in order to use the ring. If it says the ring has to use an action to activate, then unfortunately that would be true because if you do Misty Step, you'd have to use an action. So let me read that. I don't think if it doesn't specify, I don't see why not. Honestly, it's not gonna break my game. So.
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking because, like, Prayer of Healing is a 10-minute spell for a reason, so it's like, what if you threw prayer of healing in there? Would it take 10 minutes to cast
Or
it, or whether
a Lehman, or store a Lehman's tiny hut in it or something like that? Although I don't have that in my spell book, but if I did, that would be cool. Or like have spells that I wouldn't prepare, like Melf's Acid Arrow. I don't have that one. I have it in my book, but I don't have it prepared. See Invisibility is a good one. I have it in my book, but I don't have it prepared.
Here, let me read it. The spell uses the slot level, the DC, and the spell attack bonus and spell casting ability of the original caster, but it is otherwise treated as if you cast the spell. Therefore, the time to cast the spell would be identical.
Okay. So yeah, we could throw Misty Step in there. That's a good bonus.
Yeah, you could.
spell.
Yeah, like a shield, it'd be a reaction. You can do a reaction cast too. You guys can be creative with it. It's all yours. It actually increases your damn party's like combat rating. I would think this is so powerful.
Really greatly, yeah. It's just a question of who should it go to. I mean, we all have spells that we could load into this thing, no doubt.
Like I would want it only because it's like, well, like slots and stuff. Oh, I have additional spells from that in addition to what my slots are. But another thing is like whoever of the four of us is the least magically inclined would like have it, and then like spells that the class wouldn't usually allow them to cast. Like I can load it, and then they can use those spells.
You could have it, and you wouldn't have to use up your slots in battle. You could use the ring and then start using your slots.
Yeah, that would work too, because it's got 5 charges, right? Or 5 slots in it.
Did I hear that right? That we can only put first level spells into it?
No, you can put any combination of spells occupying the slots. You can put 1 5th level spell, 5 first level spells. I
got like Dark Skin at 2nd level, and Dark Vision actually at 2nd level might be helpful for like Lynn and maybe even Gregory. So I do have some that could be helpful.
The
But
ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spell at a time.
See. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, does that mean like I can't store 5 5th level spells, only like 1 5th level spell?
Yeah, it's got 5 slots, and you can fill the slots in any combination you wish. You can have a level 2 and a level 3 spell, even though you guys can't cast
2
level 3
twos
yet.
and a 1 or something like that.
Or 5 magic missiles, 5 cure
5
wounds.
level 1 magic
You can
missiles.
put in a level 2 cure wounds, 2 level 2 cure wounds, and a level 1 cure. Well, you can do any combination. You can be creative.